Alright, welcome back to the stream, everybody. Today we're gonna be playing something a bit new, or something different. Well, so far we've been playing a little bit more of the post-apocalyptic RPG genre. This time we'll be moving on to something a bit more fantasy and not turn-based, but still isometric and still an RPG though, and that is Pillars of Eternity. I've only played this game once, one playthrough, and last I checked on Steam, it was close to a year ago since I last played this thing, and can't remember if I got it from a bundle or not, but I believe the main reason why I decided to only have one playthrough of this is because I moved straight into Pillars 2, which had cross save compatibility. So that's a nice addition to have. And I just got way too excited and decided to move on straight to that game without doing other playthroughs, seeing the other alternate options that are present in this game. But we'll get right down to it then. As you can see, I do have the base game and the 2 DLCs installed, White March Part 1 and 2. We're gonna be playing a new game. What's this? I think I'm good for now. It's been a while since I played it. Like I said, a disclaimer though, I might get confused with some of the new quality of life options have been introduced in Pillars 2, so that could be an issue. But this game was also made by Obsidian, same people who made Fallout New Vegas and KOTOR, I believe. The wielding offers the fastest attack rate, but lacks the per hit damage of two-handed weapons, the accuracy of a single one-handed weapon, and the deflection bonus of fighting with a shield. But a couple of things I do remember from the game specifically. There's flintlock weapons, and it's only in Pillars 2 where they added the ability to dual wield flintlock weapons effectively. You know what I mean by that? Firing both weapons at once and reloading after. I believe it is possible in Pillars 1. Only problem is, in this system, you shoot one flintlock weapon.
5 wagons grope blindly for the path on a starless night, their master glancing ever upward to the skies for assurance that he is on the right course. A dim lantern, his only protection against the encroaching darkness. But the skies bring no comfort, shining no light, betraying no hint of what they know. The caravan carries travelers bound for the frontier hamlet of Gilded Vale, you among them, where a local lord has offered land and wealth to settlers from abroad looking for a fresh start. You have taken suddenly ill, sweating and shivering, and one of the other travelers signals for the caravan master to stop on your behalf. He pulls up just in time to avoid plowing into the trunk of a fallen tree that bars the way ahead. You will go no further tonight.
Yeah, so another new addition, main difference from the games we played so far, this one should be hopefully fully voiced. So I don't have to do much of the reading. Though I will somewhat miss it, but then again, don't worry. We'll probably, after we're done with Underrail, we'll probably move on to another isometric RPG game. Could be post-apocalyptic, could be not. Maybe I should, yeah, maybe I should alternate between different genres then. Switch between the high fantasy of Pillars and maybe Pillars 2. Yeah, what else? Do I have any other isometric RPGs that's fantasy? I do have the Pathfinder series, Kingmaker and Wrath of the Righteous. And the end goal, I guess, is being Baldur's Gate 3. And for post-apocalyptic genre, I have a couple. I have Encased, Adam RPG, Wasteland series. Yeah, I'm pretty sure those are the ones I actually have. But still, that's the plan. But back to my that I was mentioning before. You can dual wield flintlock weapons in Pillars 1. Only problem is you don't shoot both guns at once. You shoot one, reload that one, shoot the other, reload the other. So it's not the most efficient. It can get a tad bit annoying, but we're not going to be focusing on flint. Well, maybe I'm not. Maybe I will. I've been considering what my build is so far, and also I might need to turn up the sound, the voice sounds a bit. So let's do that once we're actually in the game. But I've been tinkering around with builds, and mostly settled around 3 specific classes that I was thinking of picking. Mainly the classes that are. Might need to up some of the graphics as well, because this looks a bit. Well, then again, this is a tad bit of an. There's a bit of an old game by itself as well. I'll mess around with the graphics options once I'm into the main. You know what? No, I'll do that right now. Give me a sec. Hold on for a bit. Let me just tinker some settings. I believe I did. No, the graphics quality is in the max. I guess just the I think it's just a product of being an older game. When did this game come out? Now I think about. Let me see. I do have a habit of buying old games. 2015. No, never mind. Not. Oh, it's close to a decade now. I think about it. I can't say that anymore. 2015, almost a decade. God. My oh my, how does the time fly? I didn't realize that. What? Let's get right back into the character creator. Yeah, unfortunately, I already tinkered some of the settings, so up the voice sounds a bit. As it was a tad bit quiet during the beginning monologue. But I've been tinkering around with builds, and so far I'm going to be choosing either one of the 3. Sorry, we already heard that. One of the 3 classes that have been introduced in the that have companions introduced in the White March DLC. Mainly because it's gonna be a while before I get access to those companions and help out. But race. Though one specifically that one I'm gonna be choosing for the culture, I'm gonna specifically choose the Deadfire archipelago for when I eventually start playing the sequel, because there are some interactions if you do start out with a character who came from that place, I believe. I'm tempted to go with godlike, but I do remember them not being able to wear helmets. That feels like a rather unfortunate idea. I played an Orlan in my first playthrough. You know, because it's kind of funny, let's go with the dwarf. Mainly because I'm thinking of either going rogue or monk. Barbarian's a bit of a maybe. Boreal dwarf. Most boreal dwarves live in the remote southern island of Nasatik, where they share the rocky tundra and snow-covered forests with migratory pale elves and the coast-hugging ships of Almois. Like their northern cousins, and Inutonic share an instinctive love of exploration. Boreal dwarves are somewhat common in the Vailian republics, but seldom encountered in Deerwood. Dwarves get 50% plus 15 accuracy against creatures of the wilder and primordial types, which should be a decent amount if I remember from my first playthrough. What the mountain ones? Bonus defense against simple D&D bonus, but by the looks of it. Okay, let's go with the Boreal Dwarf. And we're going with Rogue. Or Monk. Rogue or Monk. Kinda makes sense for the Rogue, seeing as that I do get a bonus for the con. And unlike D&D 5e, Monk's abilities are based on getting hurt. Let's go with Rogue. It's kind of funny seeing a roguish dwarf. And I think Blinding Strike would work. I kind of don't want things to get closer to me, as I'm going to be focusing on being a ranged rogue. Resolve. And let's keep it at 10. Constitution, all the way down. Always play a glass cannon character. And it's going to be nice now seeing as that we have companions. Just messing around a bit with the stats last time. I remember going max perception, 16 dex, 16 might, and then 5 constitution. I think that's good spread. Unlike other traditional fun RPGs, might determine all damage types instead of being interchangeable with dexterity like finesse and 5e. Hey Nun, thanks for dropping by in the stream. Yep, I'm playing some pillars. Trying to break the monotony of playing Underrail only, and find something and try something new. And I'm pretty sure this one's no longer turn-based, so it's not gonna take a long time for combat to happen. Yeah, and hopefully, hopefully your day's been doing good so far, or at the very least, fairly decent. Let's see, Deadfire Archipelago, because I want to get the ooh. Never mind. Deadfire Archipelago, just so I get the bonus interaction once I get to the sequel. Been playing Wasteland 2, take a break from Underrail. Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the games I'm thinking of playing once or streaming once I'm done Underrail, because we only have like the heavy duty DLC and like the rest of like end game Underrail left for that playthrough. So I think once we're done with that, we will go to either Wasteland 2 or maybe Adam RPG. It's a hoot. Yeah, though it has been a while since I last played it, but I do remember playing the third game quite a lot. Let's see. The Raider, you spend your life on the wrong side of the law. What you want and what you take and what's theirs has the tendency to become yours, or a drifter. I think we're going with a drifter then. Never quite fit in no matter where you go. Each new town is just a place to rest briefly before moving on to the next. You're more comfortable on the road, traveling the world. And if I did it correctly, custom portrait should be at the very end. There it was. Is this the skin? Yeah. Aw, can't go with green. No, now that I think about it, maybe it would make sense for me to be an Orlan, because I'm pretty sure they can get green skin color. Oh well. What's this? Oh, this is I'm pretty sure the armor. Oh well, I guess if you can't choose a green skin color for my character, I guess we'll go for the armor set instead. Facial hair. Well, can't be a dwarf with no facial hair. And then again, I don't exactly remember what the actual because I'm pretty sure the dwarves in here aren't exactly based from D&D, so never mind. Yeah, this looks good. Let's see.
Just say the word. I've got this.
Silence surrounds me.
Now I am the leader of the group.
I'll teach you a lesson.
Steady does it.
Yes? Follow me.
Miles. And this is our character. A bit of a, he's a rogue. But damn it, does he not stand out from if you see him walking near you. It's gotta be the beard, not the mohawk. It's the beard that makes him stand out the most. Yeah, hopefully I won't have much trouble playing a real-time RPG. So I'm pretty sure this is a pause and play. And I believe I think the sequel had turn-based, but mainly because people were complaining about it. But I'm pretty sure the entire game mechanics aren't exactly built for turn-based. Unless I'm thinking about the Pathfinder series, then my bad. So as I'm pretty sure turn-based was added in a patch later on for Kingmaker. Caravan Master Odema. Think you're right? Yeah. Yeah, in that case, yeah, I might have been mistaken the pillars with Pathfinder. I don't think they did. In that case, I don't think they have a turn-based mode. The Caravan Master finishes addressing the group, his bushy red mustache and sagging jowls quivering as if for emphasis.
Everybody stays close to the wagons, got it? Stay out of the woods, and beasts take you if you were planning a stroll through those ruins up there.
He nods towards a looming black mass on the hillside.
Whole area's crawling with hut-dwelling types who would be happy to stick an axe in you for trespassing. So mind that you don't track mud on their sacred blazing rocks. Tonight, everybody stays put, and in the morning we'll get the path cleared. Gilded Vale's less than a day out. Understood?
At last, the Caravan Master turns to you, frowning as he looks you over.
Touch of the rumbling rot, could be. There's a stinging beetle round here, carries it. You'll be fine once it passes your innards. Unless you don't drink water, course. Which case you'll be dead in a day. There's a berry grows in these parts, small and pink, called a springberry. About the size of a fingernail. Give you cramps if you eat it, but the frontiersmen make a tea from it. Calms the insides. Should get you through the night. You might check around, see if you can find some. Meanwhile, I'll see if we can scare you up some water.
No, it's finally nice not having to read everything. Finally playing a game that actually has voice acting in it. But no, I kind of do miss having to do a lot of the reading. I got to put some practice into making different voices. So I do occasionally play as a dungeon master for D&D games. So it's nice to get some varying voices for practice.
I know you want to hunt before it gets much darker, but see about refilling our water first. Got a sick one here.
He nods in your direction. Sparkle nods and slides the worn bow over his shoulders. Where would I find these berries?
They grow on a bush that's common round here, kind of funny looking. You'll know it when you see it. Doubt you'd have to go far off the road to find one.
Okay, so what are these ruins that we're camping around?
Nothing you won't see on half the hills of Air Glonfoth. Money to be made selling their knickknacks in Defiance Bay, if you don't mind getting stuck with Glonfoth and arrows now and again. They didn't build them, but I'll be the effigy if they don't watch them like a mother bear. Of course, all the ones around here have been ransacked 10 times over. Got nothing left worth half a pawn, so I hear.
Alright, the characters, yeah. Pretty much the standard RPG stuff that whatever you chose does somewhat matter. In that case, who did build the ruins?
Got different names for them. Settlers called them Ingwithans. Nobody that liked them enough to stop them becoming ruins, tell you that much.
It's dangerous out here.
Not if you hurry about your business, and not if the weather holds up.
There's a concern in his tone, but he does not elaborate. What kind of weather do they get out here?
This time of year, rain mostly, and wind. But there's a different kind of wind out here time to time. Locals call it a beawick, born out of the ether, the spirit's path. Never seen it myself, never care to.
Is it just me, or are these rocks rather peculiar? What are they? The ones that are sticking off the ground.
They don't got Adra where you come from? Well, it just grows up out of the ground like this. Goes deep like tree roots. Some of it all the way to the heart of the world, you believe the stories.
Yep, I still remember that one boss fight at the very bottom of a location, shall we say. Ooh, can't remember. That was a fun encounter.
It's more like a shell than a proper rock. Easier to work if you're a mason. Got all kinds of strange properties. Seems to have some kind of life of its own. Dies if it gets dug up. Loses its luster. Folks think it probably grew at one point or another, but not these days. The soul butchers in Defiance Bay use it for different things. I've heard tell it can hold a man's soul, but I don't care to see it. Got enough to worry about without seeing something like that.
Alright, I'll go see about those berries then.
Hold on. Take someone with you. I know you're not some helpless tenderfoot, not like most of this lot. But you drop dead, I don't want to be looking for the body. Got a schedule to keep.
Scans over the travelers, resting his eyes at length on a sturdy armor-clad woman who has spent the journey's nights sleeping on uneven ground without blanket or pillow.
Kalisha. Kalisha!
The woman looks up on her own time.
He needs to find some spring berries. Watch that he doesn't drop dead.
No promises.
What kind of guide says something like that?
Kind you can afford.
Don't listen to her. You're in good hands. And I pay too well, if anything. Off with you. Hayden should have supplies. See that you're equipped before you head out. We're in harsh country. Get your berries and hurry back. And if you get so much as a tickle of wind, you drop everything and you run. Something in the air tonight. If it's a beawick, we'll shelter in the ruins. Hut dwellers be damned.
You heard the man. Let's get going before you keel over.
Right.
You need to get used to the controls again. Okay. So, alright. Edge scrolling works, but not WASD. Tab seems to highlight everything.
Finished.
And lockpicking doesn't require lockpicks anymore. Right, that's nice. It's good to know. Potion minor endurance. This vibrant purple potion has an equally apparent effect for imbibing it immediately. Grants a rush of energy, restoring vitality and briskness to even the most haggard and weary of travelers. Fast mode active. Never mind, there is lockpick. Oh, I guess no, lockpicks do exist. It just helps with the difficulty class. Their wooden clothing. Though most their wooden originate in the Aether Empire, their wooden clothing has changed a great deal since the initial waves of colonization. Their woodens favor tough garments, often made from wool and deerskin. Due to the changing weather of the Eastern Reach, vests and outer layers are common in their wooden daily outfits. Fast mode. How do I turn that off? Gaun's Pledge. Just heals me up 2 times per rest. This item grants the ability to shield the wearer from the myriad perils that plague the world of Aora. An aspect of the god Aethys, Gaun represents the harvest of old age, symbolized here by the many interlocking sickles that form the ring. As Gaun protects the dignity of old age, so too do his followers pledge to prevent young lives from being harvested before their time. Good old just pre-order, no, it's not even a pre-order bonus. I'm pretty sure it's a Ultimate Edition bonus, I'm guessing? Giant miniature space piglet. This tiny titanic pig has an otherworldly appearance that seems to be at odds with its endearing behavior. It follows you dutifully, requires nothing in return, save companionship. Aww. Scale armor. Also consists of characters and up to 5 additional companions for your adventures, but the caravan is camped outside. The ground fought in ruin, so Dima has assigned Kalisha to help. Fighter, a class that exists in close quarter defense, use her ability to... Yep. Okay. Can we talk to anyone else?
Go on then, before it gets too dark.
Means the merchant has something to say.
Anyone need supplies? I've got sundries for sale.
Copper pant. Guessing that's the currency. Hidden. You see a man wearing a simple but mostly neat clothes. He's transfixed, however, by a ragged tear in the seam of his tunic.
Brought a whole wagon full of goods to sell, but not enough shirts for the road.
Scratches one cheek with his knuckles. It's covered with an uneven stubble, as if he hasn't gotten quite used to shaving on the road.
Say, is there anything you need? I've got some basic traveling supplies for sale if you'd like to take a look.
Who are you?
I'm a trader, originally from the Adir Empire, but I've been trying to establish new business out here. Life on the road has brought some unexpected challenges, to be sure. And I'm sure you've noticed how prickly the locals can be. But we're here to make the most of things, right?
Yeah, but outlook at that, I'm sure you'll do well. You have one ragged disposition in... Okay. So there is like a unique reputation system for this game where you can choose from one side or the other. Kind of similar to how in Pathfinder you get to your dialogue options sway you to any quadrant of the alignment chart, from lawful to chaotic to evil to good and neutral in between. I'm pretty sure this one has its own similar or somewhat similar reputation system, but it's not exactly specific to lawfulness to chaoticness. It's just different character traits instead. But now disposition one rank, these reputation. Yep. We'll see. I suppose I'm just trying to do right by my family.
Something else you need? Looks like we're settled for the night.
Tell me about the Adir Empire.
It's not as big as it used to be, but it's still big. The mainland is a continent northwest of here, but the colonies used to include Raed Ceres and the Deerwood. About 150 years ago, Deerwood won its independence from the Empire. A fact our companions are quick to remind me of.
It gives you a lopsided grin and nods at the other scattered caravanners. Why'd you move all the way out here then?
Because it seemed friendlier than Raed Ceres? My brothers took over the family mercantile business a few years ago, and there wasn't enough for me to do back home. I moved out to try and expand.
Deerwood is a former Adir colony, so it seemed like a good place to start. As much as I admire the Raid Syrian work ethic, they've always struck me as a little fanatical. Well, to me it seems like you got the short end of the stick. I don't see it that way. Heathen begins restacking the crates in his wagon. My brothers and I are all working together for the sake of the family enterprise. Right, in that case, let me see what you got. Yeah. Oh, character retrains in here, and what is my character using? Has a saber in one hand and the dagger in the other. I think we're good for now. I don't think we need to buy anything. I don't think I have
What else
enough
you need?
money to actually buy. Oh no, because I can buy an extra weapon. What's the difference between a war bow and a hunting bow? 12 range. Interval 0.5 seconds. Damage of 15 to 24. Same range as the hunting bow. 12 to 18. Slightly less pierce damage. Speed fast. Speed average. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Oh well, let's get a bow. That way, we can just this lady can rush up to the front, while I, on the other hand, will snipe from the back. And it's nice to have a backup weapon just in case as well. How do we select all party members? Push backspace. There we go. Yep. Now then,
Sure.
where are those berries? Okay, double speed is the, I see, there we go. Caravan life doesn't agree with you, does it? You look raw, you look as raw as that merchant heathen. Orland's Cradle. Don't particularly like this rather slow scrolling. Is there a way to, is there an option for it? Scroll speed, there we go. Let's go 2 times. There we go, that's much better. The fallen tree doesn't budge. Sap oozes from the jagged wound in its
Not
trunk.
looking forward to trying to lift that thing tomorrow.
It's been a while since I last played, so I don't exactly remember what the what to do, so I guess this counts as a semi-blind playthrough, I guess. Especially in this key. Yep. Sparfell.
I'll have your water soon enough. Stream's not going anywhere.
Lavenders. Never mind, that's admin's worth. Never mind. This path winds through a narrow canyon back the way you came. Grooves in the
Shouldn't stray
back.
too far.
Grooves in the road mark the passage
Let's
of
check
a
those
100
outcroppings.
young wolf. Alright. Let's go. Gonna have to pause. Yep.
What you need?
Go after me. I'll snipe from the back. Over this crippling struck, I guess.
Outcroppings.
Yep. 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 Now, how does flanking work in this game? Does it just need one person to... Can ranged people flank, now I think about it? Those of the Deerwood are a large and crafty breed, bereft of the species' usual shyness, and represent a serious hazard to travelers who venture off the beaten path. Hunters who seek them out will not usually contend with a single wolf, for they travel in packs of varying size, presenting a challenge to any lone hunter. Their furry hides are valued for warmth they can provide, and teeth of the strongest wolves make for impressive trophies. And there's one mauled deer over here.
This is it.
Springberries. You're kind of mystery to the rest of the caravan. Just some kind of wanderer the way I hear it. You have to be you have to be when people are looking for you. Yeah? How's it you happen to come here? I don't know why they're looking for me, and I don't care to find out. Well, we all got things we'd like to leave behind. Gods know I do. I'll tell you that. Here's hoping they never track us down. Kalisha breeds in her surroundings. Been a long time since I've been this way, but I always did like it. Lord Redrick's offer makes a girl think. I'll give him that. You're here to settle like the rest of the lot. No, I'm just passing through. That's usually the case with the big city, just a little ways further up the same road. Where are you headed? Probably I'm going to continue on to the city and then see where that takes me. Closest one is Defiance Bay, the capital. A few days out, got its nice places and its nice, not so nice places. Same as any city, but the Duke is a good man, as I hear it. Anyway, I'm wasting time here. Odim will give me an earful of that. An earful. Let's be on our way. Why are you here? Kalisha sighs unevenly. Her eyes search the ground at her feet. My sister moved out of here some time back. She sent me a letter. She seemed worried, but that's how she always is. This time though, she asked me to come out, and that's got me a little worried. Haven't seen her in ages. Been doing guide work in Examital. But I'd do anything for her. She's a much better woman than me. So I'm here, and we'll see. But even I've worked with before. He doesn't usually drive a route this way, but he's doing it for me. Tell me about yourself. I've got simple needs. I like open skies and far horizons. I find work that lets me live that way. My family wanders too. We started in Deerwood, but my parents ended up in the Living Lands. I've got a brother in Rawatai and another in Adir. My sister in Gilded Vale. She's the only real homebody. Can you tell me about Deerwood? Not much for history, but from what I know, it used to be part of the Adir Empire. Broke off after the war some years back. The locals here are feisty, and that's how they like it. I've been out of touch, but I've been hearing weird kinds of things about it lately. People have been in trouble giving birth, I guess. A lot of them. Been going on for years now, but somehow it's getting worse. With an easy tremor in her voice, she adds, I'll have to ask my sister more about it. Right, let's get back to camp. You know, I won't hold my breath that Sparfell's getting you water anytime soon. He does what he feels like, when he feels like it. We should check up on him first, slap him around a little. Stream's just down that way. Come on, let's get you your water. Fine, Sparfell. And we saw him down the road a while back. Is there anything else back here? Secrets? Mushrooms. Can't remember if there's... I think there's potion crafting in this game. I know there's enchanting, and how enchanting can make things quite OP with the right circumstances. But I'm not sure if it's on par to unique items. It's a bridge. Oh, no, never mind. It's just an archway. Oh no, there is a bridge right there. Can I change? Well, if the game is a tad bit too easy, I'll swap to a higher difficulty. Travelers maybe, or looters, or bandits. Bad sign in the way you figure it. The corpse is cold to the touch, and a ripe smell wafts from its putrid waves. A dark, crusted bloodstain besmirches its simple linen clothing. Yeah, some more lockpicks. Some leather armor. Some glowing fungus? Moss? Weird looking bulbous objects. So where did its Sparfell go? You could have just gathered water from here.
Went hunting. At least.
I skipped the dialogue option by accident. Whoops. You crouch at the riverbank and dip your warskin into the cool water while Kalisha waits nearby, keeping watch as you rise. You notice her look up sharply towards the tree line. And an item. Full warskin at the stash. Out of the trees emerges Barfell, one of the guides. Barely discernible in the dim moonlight, he no longer carries his bow, and there is strangeness to his gait. His stride wobbly as he moves towards you with labored breath.
Sparful, are you alright?
Sparfell's toe catches on the rock and he collapses forward in a heap, the feathered shaft of an arrow planted between his shoulders like an enemy flag.
Ambush!
Let's probably take care of the guy up top. Hopefully we can do some sneak attacks now. We need to be on the other side for flanking. Characters complain when it happens, yep. Low endurance smiles, uh-oh. You know, another game that I'm thinking about now that I'm playing some real-time, this type of combat. Maybe I should play some, Battlestar what's it called? Battlestar Gothic? I don't remember what the name is called. It's the ship combat one from Warhammer 40k.
Come on, we have to get back to camp.
With all this slowdown and pausing, it kind of reminds me of that type of combat system. Granted, I don't have to worry about things hitting in certain locations, but really, I could have gotten a hunting bow instead of just paying for it. Oh well. But yeah, oh, I just realized how low my HP is. Then again, that was partly my fault for having like what, 5 into con, but still, that was pretty damn low. Footprints around the camp are distinct and may have been here for a little longer. Give me a sec, I just want to check on something. I want to see how does flanking work? Journal? Encyclopedia. Mechanics. Flanking. Let's see. Chris attempts to target engage opponent in melee range from opposite directions. Okay, never mind. So I was doing it right. Some beer. Damage reduction for a long time. Well, it ain't the canned food from Underrail that gives you damage resistance, but it's just alcohol in this game. Oh.
Yeah.
Good so far. Leech is doing it's a really good tank.
Let's go. Let's go.
A million and one hatchets. Can't remember if it's worth carrying these around to eventually sell them. Because I know that's the case for Pathfinder, where it's not exactly the best idea to loot everything, because not everything's like worth a lot. The best you can get is like what, 5 copper coins? Oh no, Ethan, no! All around you lie the massacred remains of the other travelers, peppered with arrows and knife hilts, splayed and bug-eyed and filthy. Felicia puts the back of her hand to her mouth, as if to ward off any poisonous vapor. A handful of dark figures stand above the fallen, prodding on limbs and backs and heads, jerking their axes from bodies as if from half-split logs. One of them, towering and severe with a thick beard tasseled with knots, holds a wet blade at the neck of a man you recognize. Heathen, the last of your caravan left standing. Oh, never mind, he is still alive. I don't have enough points of the lore, fortunately. Lay down your arms, trespasser. Do not forfeit this man's life for a fight you will lose. Why have you done this? You have trespassed in places of which no mortal man is worthy. You are trespassers and plunderers, all, and we will see this outrage avenged. So I say again, lay down your arms. Don't trust them. They mean to kill us all. We are innocent. Let's see. Only a fool attacks a weak enemy while a stronger one yet lives. The man considers this, looking you up and down. Yet. He shoves Hayden towards you. As he does so, the man rakes his blade against Hayden's torso. Hayden screams and stumbles forward, a wide gash in his clothing beginning to bloom crimson. The man sets his feet to engage you, his axe held high. Ethan has bruised ribs and 2 daggers on him. Also rogue. Okay, blind you. Me, I'll cripple that guy because it looks like he's about to charge towards me. And let's go.
Yeah.
Does flanking work with ranged characters, I wonder? But hey, Hayden lives. Your enemy lies supine on the ground, unable to rise. His companions now silent among the other dead. His breath comes in wheezing, fitful gasps. Looks not at you, but at the sky above. Forgive us. Barely audible beneath his choked sighs, a whisper of wind stirs the air. At this, the man's eyes roll back as he closes them. Good. Good. The gods are just. A queer smile crosses his face. I am ready. The wind begins to swell, whipping around the camp, electric and volatile, upending pots and rattling tents like an angry spirit. You can feel it begin to seep beneath your skin, and where it pierces you, it feels as though it is rending you apart from within. Seated against a wagon wheel amidst the howling maelstrom, slashed across his chest and bowels, Odima's body stirs, and with great effort he raises his sagging head, his eyes barely open. He looks directly at you.
Get inside! Run!
No, the loot! Oh wait, no, sorry. I mean, Odima, no! Straining against the gale that threatens to pull you off your feet with every step, you set your hands in the worn folds of weathered rock and set about pulling yourself up the precipice. The last burst of energy before your arms give out, you swing yourself up onto the ledge. Eden trails behind, slowed by injury and delayed by early hesitation. As he nears the face of the rocks, one of the fallen attackers who had been feigning death lunges for Hayden and topples him onto the hot rocky ground. Restrained, he then lashes out against his fatigued assailant, but struggles to break his hold. They're close to you, From your position, you have a good chance of hitting your mark. Fire at the attacker. Grab a rock and hurl it at the attacker. Your aim true and hits the hit jars Hayden loose. Lurching to his feet, Hayden clambers up to the base of the rocks. As he nears the top, however, the wind flares, pulling him sideways and tearing one of his hands free. But diving out onto the hard rock, you manage to catch hold of it, securing his other hand. You pull with waning strength, and it feels as though your arms will be jerked from their sockets. They hold just long enough for Hayden to set his feet and join you on the trembling ledge. There's a deep resonance to the swelling wind. You feel it in the rocks beneath your feet, and inside the cavity of your own chest as though it would shake the marrow from your bones. Each new gust menaces the whole old stones before you, loosening connections, unsettling balances. As you dart beneath the old archway, the entire portal begins to fall beneath its own weight. Decent start to the game. So far, combat's not too difficult, and we aren't exactly dying. Well, my character will die as soon as something gets close enough because of the amount of health I gave him.
A Bewick. Had to be.
Then we're lucky to be alive.
And we're the only ones.
We can't stay here. There could be another collapse. We're not getting out that way anyway. Let's get further inside. Can you walk?
Eden, jaws tighten, and he nods. Right. I still have the strange illness on me. Uh-oh. The lower level of the ruins has been blocked off by the fallen rubble. What is that? I would say that's like in my head, I feel like that's like a bunch of like bones stuck in like a weird crystal? Or is it just imperfections? Could be. Oh?
That should be far enough. But what now?
We look for another way out. Storm has to die sometime.
What happened out there? Kalisha shakes her head. Windstorm of a kind they only get in air. How did you pronounce it? Air Glamfa? Yeah. Not too many people live through them, so it's hard to know what's true. The Glamfatan word is Biowek. To them, it's the god's way of reaping souls of the land that couldn't find their own way out. But they'll take a living soul as soon as a dead one. Still got yours? Who attacked us? Glamfathans. Those be the hut dwellers Odima warned you about. Look to be fangs of Galawain. Who are the twitchiest of the lot. They go ruin to ruin looking for fights with colonists. Poor Odema. I think he half expected this once we lost the main road. The Glamfathans said we trespassed in the ruins. I don't believe that. Odima would never allow it. As much as the fangs are hotheads, Glamfathans don't attack without being provoked. Either they saw something and got the wrong idea, or... She glances down the passage beyond. There's been looters in here with us. That's not something we need right now. What about everyone else in our caravan? Alicia's lips presses together and her chin ruffles. Her voice is faint. The wheels got the hold of them now. She looks up. Gods grant them better luck in their next lives. You don't seem too upset about all of this. Alicia looks you in the eye, a volatile current running beneath her voice. Maybe you just don't know me enough to know what upset looks like. And maybe I've seen worse too. Seen worse and kept on walking. Because there's nothing else to be done and because there's other people you care about who still need you. Right, let's get going. Eden takes a step forward and his knee buckles, and before anyone can catch him, he stumbles to the ground, his cheek striking the time-worn cobbles. On unsteady legs, he claws his way up the wall and back to his feet, but his stance is shaky, like a sailor walking on land after a time at sea.
Could we maybe stay here and rest a few hours? I've lost some blood. It seems quiet off to the left. Be a place to rest there.
Alright, we have gained some camping supplies. You can use this to rest in the wilderness or dungeons. Easy difficulty allows us to carry more camping supplies, but hard restricts them severely.
I hate to say this, but we can't afford to stay put. Those Glonfathans were riled about something. Could be we got company in here. Looters will be armed and ready to kill, and there's probably a lot of them. We can't be caught sleeping in their beds.
Please, I just need to lie down for a while. Then we can move as fast as you want.
Maybe you didn't hear me. We are gonna die in here if we don't get moving and get this place figured out before the looters come back. We've either gotta find the exit or a damn good place to hide.
Well, in my opinion, we've got to take a risk and let him rest. We need all three of us at full strength.
This will be the end of us. No offense, but there's people out there I'd much rather die for.
Thank you. Thank you.
And they said it wasn't to the left, that was a bit quieter. Pretty sure this entire area has like a multiple branching paths.
See if they left anything useful behind.
Let's see, a mace, some camping supplies, and a hammer and chisel. Simple hammer and chisel useful for chipping away at hard surfaces, particularly ones that display structural weakness. Yoink. I'm not sure if that's just like a random item or not. Doesn't have an actual use, but it's nice to have it just in case. Right, how do we set up camp? Let's see. Ooh, camping bonuses. Oh, I think this is based on your survival skill, I believe. You can choose a camping bonus. Eden stretches as he wakes, gingerly probing the gash across his stomach. The flesh has begun to knit together.
By the gods, that's better. I think I'm ready to find a way out.
He sits up quickly and looks around the chamber. He really did leave us. He won't get far unless... He crawls to his knees and begins rummaging through the equipment with morning desperation. You have lost an item. Full war skin. Ah, this might be a bad idea. Because now we're two rogues. Against the world.
Damn her. She took all our water.
We lost our tank. Fuck. Well, hopefully Hayden has more constitution than me. Otherwise, this is gonna be a rather short run. If we hurry, maybe we can catch her. Right.
Yeah.
How can I help?
Right.
He has blindness, I have crippling strike. Guess two rogues complement each other? Maybe? Oh no. I can't remember if what would have happened if we just went with them. A trembling, sickly creature emerges from the dark, clutching a spear. Knobbly elbows and thin ribs show through its scaly flesh, but you recognize it as a Saurup. It watches you cautiously, breathing in ragged sighs. Can I adopt it? Raise your arms and stand still. The creature cocks its head and approaches you, a soft clicking sound emanating from the back of its throat. The creature sniffs around you and finds nothing of interest. It steps back and resumes its defensive posture. It's okay. I won't hurt you. The Zarp recoils, fingers still wrapped tightly around its spear. The creature cocks its head and approaches you, soft clicking sound emanating from the back of its throat. Right, fine, we'll slowly back away. Zarp watches you warily as you go. I know I said I'm not gonna hurt it, but there's loot. Rogue Squad, go. I guess I just have to make sure everyone's flanking in order for this for combat to go swell.
Yeah.
Sorp spear. Spears are not as long as their two-handed kin pikes, but they are easier to maneuver and can be used as with a shield. Even with a one-handed grip, spears can strike fiercely with high accuracy. Well, even if I can't sell it, it's going to the collection. Oh, is that her? No, it's just a random body. With a crossbow. Tattered journal. This small folio is torn in several places, and blood has soaked into several of the sheets. One letter entry is still legible, however. I can't believe my luck. A few rounds of dice and I've got my hands on a genuine and within artifact. Fellow who had it said it was a pretty nothing. As far as he's concerned, he's not willing to go digging in some ruins. But if he's right about this gem leading to a hidden treasure, then that's worth sneaking past a few painted elves. I'll head to Silant Lee in the morning. Then it's just a matter of finding this relief he was talking about. Is that where we are right now? What are you? Scholar Whelp. It's a wilder by the looks of it. Do you have a ranged weapon? No, you don't. Well, congratulations, Hayden. Out of the two of us, you're the new tank of the group. It's getting well up there. Should probably put these in the stash. Didn't realize you just have full access to the thing from the get-go. Right.
Take a look at the wall. Think we could get through?
A crack runs along this wall from the floor to the ceiling. A light gust of air passes through it. I feel like we need pushing the wall. Despite the damage, the stone looks heavy and solid. Push on yourself. You push it with all your might, and the crack begins to spread. Finally, you feel the ancient masonry give way. The wall crashes down, revealing a circular room ahead. Take a yeah. Do we sequence break?
Scout ahead. See what's around the corner.
No. We could suck out ahead. We're both rogues. Choose two whelps. East Reach is a dangerous place full of lurking enemies and carefully concealed secrets. Enable scouting mode to move stealthily and search for hidden objects like traps and secret doors. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, scouting mode. Yep. And there's the icon at the bottom. Yep.
Let's go.
Oh, I got paralyzed.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm looking at it, it's gonna be it's gonna be really annoying once I get to higher levels or encounter higher levels of those things. So I'm pretty sure I might get paralyzed often. Well, hopefully by that time we have a full party and I don't have to worry about getting up close and personal.
There's a draft coming through that wall. I don't hear any sign of that storm either.
Spiders. Arachnophobia warning. In case someone has it in chat, feel free to look away, tune out the stream, or just come by later, I guess. So pretty sure even the sounds may trigger it. So please look after yourselves. Don't force yourself to watch something that you might be terrified of. There she is. Is it? It looks like her.
Don't hear any sign of that storm either.
Could be loot back there, but we have to solve this
How can I help?
puzzle backwards. Oh well.
Poor Kalisha.
Uh-oh. We're fine. Oh. Never mind. He has severe burns. Let's go back around. We'll try and solve it in the normal way. Maybe some loot back there, maybe some XP. How does the XP work? XP system work in this game? So by the looks of it, none of the skill checks we made
Look at the
increased
birds.
it.
What are those symbols?
Also, we have to find that one gem slot.
I'm pretty sure I saw it on one of the tiles back there.
Assuming everything in the journal was actually true, there could be a treasure, some treasure back here. Ooze, hey! Well, I don't exactly count as an ooze. Well, no. No, never mind. I am an ooze. If we're going from when the party reaches... Oh, fuck. He's almost dead. No, I'm pretty sure he is dead. Yep, there he goes. Cousins, please. This is a little misunderstanding. Damn, he went down quick. Oh well, sorry Heathen, but you have to deal with it. Ooze plasma, congealed mass of thick and opaque jelly. At least I don't think I'm acidic. Well,
Sure.
then again, I don't exactly know. The thing inside me isn't dissolving, so I'm just assuming that I'm not acidic.
Muck on the wall.
Viscous and oily, this muck clings to anything it touches. A viscous slick of something dark and tar-like runs down this wall. The shapes and bulges in the ooze suggest that something lies beneath it, but you can't tell what. Okay. It looks like that's not the thing we have to put the gem onto. Interactables. Oh, if I was a godlike of some kind, I guess. Oh wait, a line symbol inscribed in this pillar, and on the brazier sits at its base. It could be lit if you had the means. Alright then. Should have a couple of torches available. Didn't we? Ah, there. Light it up. Flames kindle swiftly in the brazier, winding their way upwards. So is there a kind of order that I'm supposed to light these things up? No? Oh. This mural must be ancient, yet the colors are still bright and vivid. It shows a procession of Ingwithans from all the Kith races. Almwa, Elf, Orlin, Dwarf, and Human. They walk among pillars similar to ones that span this chamber, each one topped with a flame. Does that somehow ignite the ooze? No. Oh. Okay then. So we'll head back. Her body's just flat out gone now, I guess. Oh, I guess it activated the traps then.
Poor Kalisha.
Yeah, for her, all that's left is just a bag and a full water skin. Not even her skeleton's left behind. Oh well. Then again, if I remember correctly, it's not like exactly integral for them to live past this. Even because maybe because if you look at the box art or even like the store page on Steam, you don't exactly see
How can I help?
Eden or Kalisha's character portraits. You see different people, more iconic looking people. Oh, that's a large spider.
Let's go.
Doing good so far without a tank, but at the same time, I don't like how low our health is getting. Bats as large as chickens are strung in the web. There's a pathway down there. A rapier. Well, bloodstone, traditionally dark stone, often a deep green, but in the presence of pockets of iron and or red jasper resembling blood spatter gives the stone its name. As well as its value. Well, if I remember my damage, my builds for when I was playing D&D 5e, it's nice to diversify your damage types. Don't know when you run into something that's immune to bludgeoning or slashing. Golems in particular. So let's go with that. And a helm. You know, defensive value. It's not. But no, I'm not gonna wear it. It's gonna hide my mohawk, and that just sounds like a bad decision. Hover in any attack in the combat log to show how the detailed information of how it was resolved. Four figures stand before an otherworldly apparatus, an ancient structure of chiseled audra and metallic veins, ominous and looming like a silent observer. Standing motionless in their midst is what appears to be a human body, colorless as stone or ash. The other figures gaze upon it in what might be contemplation. From your vantage point, you are well obscured from their view. The figure closest to the machine stands out among them. A thick gray beard frames a face, otherwise hidden beneath a metallic mask. His faded robes are embroidered with a runic language unlike anything you've ever seen, and he wears a strange black headdress with two protrusions that jut out like the wings of some malevolent creature.
Oathbinder, bear witness, and see this man has kept his word true to his last breath, full to his blood's last drop. Guide his soul, queen that was, and regard it among your favored. Let his life by the key be his confession. Let his death by the key be his absolution. May he walk the world ever free of the crushing weight of the book.
The space book says this is bad.
Your brother has done his part, and you have seen the power of his contribution. I will accept no further hesitation from the rest of you. In the sight of the queen that was, will you fulfill the oath? Will you take your place beside your brother in the endless esteem of her memory that is without flaw? Step forth and be assured of the great worth of your life's course.
For an instant, the apparatus goes quiet and the air is still. Then all at once it erupts with a concussive surge. Light floods your vision and you're knocked to the ground. Your head snaps back as you land and the pain swells into the back of your skull, washing your last thoughts away into the black unconscious void. You open your eyes to a different place, another time. Standing in a circular room, grand and domed, its walls lined with adra and trimmed with copper. The style is ancient, but the chamber is unweathered. At the far end of a great pillar of adra pierces the floor from below, its shimmering texture giving the illusion of boundless depth. Encircling the pillar is an apparatus much like the one you have just seen, but immense and multifaceted and intertwined. Your thoughts are yours and not yours. They seem to exist before you think them, and they are all questions. Pressing questions, troubling questions. Questions that must be answered, or... At the base of the pillar now, you see a man with a thick grey beard and ceremonial robe, crowned with a strange ornamental headdress. You know this man. You're walking towards him, now at a pace that is hurried, but while trying not to appear so. You have something you want to ask him. One question above all, and the question spins madly in your mind. And like that, everyone is stone. Heathen, no! You awaken to find your malaise has broken, only to be replaced with something far more concerning. Faint whispers are audible at the edge of your hearing, like a ringing in your ears that does not subside. Movement flits through your periphery, but when you turn to look, you see no signs of whatever it was. You find your gaze regularly darting this way and that, an involuntary paranoid tic. If this is a sickness, it may be dangerous to go without treatment for long. The figures of the machine stand frozen in place, flesh and blood replaced by cinders and ash. The man who led them is nowhere to be seen. You find Heathen, a short distance away in a shallow lake of his own blood. His body does not stir. You are alone and far from help. Gilded Veil may be your best hope of receiving treatment before things get worse. Oh no. Now I've lost my tank again. This is not going to end well. Oh wait, those are different. Oh, it's a minor regen instead of just a flat out endurance boost. What? Level up. Yeah. Let's see. I have 6 points to hand out. I feel like it's nice to have at least 1 point into survival, just to get the damage reduction. To level 1 camping bonuses. Still, it's always nice to have for a rogue. And athletics, I guess. Yeah. I don't exactly remember if this game has the system where you can use skill checks based on your party members' skills instead of yours if they have a higher stat. Like Pathfinder has it. What other games have it? Solasta has it, which is a D&D-esque game. Can't remember if this one has it. And oddly enough, Baldur's Gate 3 doesn't have it. All of the skill checks are based on you, and you can't swap characters. So you pretty much have to be a generalist over a specialist in that game. Oh, and Wasteland 2 and 3 also have that system where you use the party members' skills to do skill checks instead. But I can't remember if this one has it. Backstab. Dramatic increases damage by from stealth or invisibility. How often do I plan on spamming stealth though? Let's nice radiance, aspirants mark. Pretty sure these are the ones you can get like yeah, these are the class specific. It's like a free double dip pretty much. The focus of venture. Two weapon style. One weapon, handed weapon. Marksman. Offensive. Utility. I remember this being really damn useful. But it could just be a crutch. I don't know. Let's see. It would be really funny for a supposed rogue to be rushing ahead with a two-handed weapon. Yeah, let's go with soldier. Weapon focused soldier. Oh, but backstab. Nah. No. Yeah, let's go with weapons focused soldier. Then afterwards, if there's no class next level up, if there isn't a good class specific ability, we'll move on to marksman and then maybe two-handed weapon style. For now, weapon focused soldier. I could just be making this character wrong, but oh well. That's future me's problem, to be frank. Well, I'm already facing my first problem. I don't have a weapon type that belonged to it. I thought I had a warhammer, but no, I had a mace. Consequences of my actions. Greatsword, pike, warhammer, arbalest, arquebus. Ouch. I thought I'd eat neither any of those. Oh well. I'll be fine. Just planning. It's just long-term planning. Long-term build planning. Dear Cap. Oh. Get out of my head. Major fatigue. Vessel flesh. This massive structure is formed of stone, adra, and copper, and covered in strange glyphs. The air around it vibrates with an unusual energy. Why is that one not disappearing? Why is it still there? Yeah, it's probably a good idea to rest before proceeding further, isn't it? My god, oh my god, it's the titular pillars of eternity. No, I'm pretty sure those are just standard Adra rocks, but Cross the Veilwood. All by myself? Okay. Abinsworth. I'm pretty sure there's a cave over here that has a bear in it that you could. Well, you're supposed to come back when you have an actual party with you. But if you're good at the game, I guess you could try and defeat that bear rather easily. Hello, ghost. Where'd you go? Oh. Oh no. So that bird was that some guy running like extremely fast. Oh, hello.
Nice and slow.
As long as as long as like not we don't get attacked by a group of people, we should be fine. Hopefully. Oh, speaking speaking of group of people, the young dwarf tending to the stew looks up, startled as he sees you approach. He drops his ladle, spattering the stew across the ground. What? The bandits turns. Get him, you dogs, and make sure our new cook don't run off. Help! Please help! One of the bandits give Tenfred a kick as they pass him, and he huddles. Oh no! This is not going to end well. Ow! Disengage! Fall back! Run! Hold. Solo rogue is not a good idea. I should have gone monk instead. One down, two to go.
Let's go. Let's go.
What happened? Quite riveting combat, this bow v bow. At the very least, this one doesn't have the regen ability. Second wind, I mean. Should oh. Should probably mess with that around a bit. I was wondering why my characters aren't attacking once that some of the enemies already died out, but I guess that answers my question there. Oh, a cape though. I was gonna say, oh, that hood, kinda wanna wear it, but it's gonna hide my impressive looking mohawk, but not the cape. Oh, but no capes. You know what they say? No capes.
How do you do?
By the flame, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I thought I'd be stuck cooking for those ignorant weasels for the rest of my life. Or until they were bored with me, I suppose. I must get back home. I only hope they haven't hired a replacement. The dwarf looks gassed. Listen, next time in the Gilded Vale, stop by the Black Hound Inn. I'll let Pasca know what you've done for me. And I'm sure she'll do right by you in turn. Oh, to be back in my oven again. Alright, late for dinner. My first ever character for this game, it was a Cypher. And I only found out afterwards that one of the most overpowered well, not overpowered, but one of the easiest classes to get powerful on. And if you just chose the right amount of abilities. We should use this to cook some stuff. A wand. Oh, I forgot wands are actually weapons and not just like spell foci like in... Sorry, I just keep relating to things to 5e, into 5e. When I should be realizing that this has its own separate mechanics that's different to it. Oh, a young wolf. 2 young wolves. Oh well, sneak attack, go. 3. Oh. Might be biting off more than I can chew here.
Let's go.
Oh, I can't heal because I'm already out of the max endurance. That was close. I thought I was gonna reload there, but oh fuck. Well, time to rest. That got a little bit too close for comfort there. So I didn't realize I was already out of my max endurance. Morning. These aged walls appear to have once encircled this entire glade. Only a small fragment remains, and the stairs leading to the top of the structure have crumbled away. Examine the wall more closely. The heavy bricks are slick with moss, presenting a hindrance to climbing, but the stones themselves seem sturdy enough. Given the right tools, one might easily reach the top. Scale the wall. You find a handhold upon one of the large stones and start to pull yourself up, but the uneven bricks and an odd angle of ascent makes the climb difficult, and after a short distance your arms begin to burn too fiercely. You're forced to drop down to the ground. Ow. I guess we were missing something. Before we proceed further, though, I'm gonna take a quick break. I've been streaming for quite a while. I should get some more water on top of it. Right, I'll see you guys in a bit. I'll be back shortly. So I'll see you all then. Alright, I'm back. Let's get right back into some more pillars. So far, so good. One thing I have been noticing for this character specifically, I really need a tank in my party. While it is viable for me to just solo, I'm gonna be running out of consumables by the end of the game, which is the polar opposite of what of how I usually play, where I just keep hoarding consumables in the off chance that it might actually be useful. Interesting. Lore determines the effectiveness of spell scrolls. Interesting. So it's not like a class-based system. What I mean by that is like only certain classes, only classes that can cast that specific spell can cast that spell scroll. I guess that's not the case for this game.
Steady does it.
No, I do somewhat remember it. If you do decide to fight the cave and the bear in the cave, not the cave in the bear. Sorry. You do get some sort of like bonus. I believe there was like a person who's like injured, and if you do take out the bear early enough, that the person will live. Uh-oh. There's a lot more people than I realized. Frankly, that's the entirety of my sentiments when I'm still going through this entire thing solo. Yeah, let's leave those weapons behind. I don't think I'll be able to sell them for a lot anyways. Of course, they milk. It's gold. The struts and supports are large enough to be the ribs and vertebrae of a dragon. Huh. I feel like that's a waste of dragon bones, but sure. Can take it apart and carry it with me. Maybe even like boil it into some sort of stock. Anything but as a housing frame. Oh, there's the bear. Run. But maybe it just might work. Let's just try sneaking past. Oh, he saw me. Hello. Oh. Well then, I died. Okay. Let's take that as a warning. You come back here later. I could somehow like sneak past it. I guess that's guess I'm wrong. Also, by the looks of it, we might need I think the climbing gears we have to buy it from town, so just finding it scattered around the map. Shattered pieces of crate are strewn across the dirt, along with a few muddy vegetables. 5-second rule. Oh, it's still nice. It's still good, guys. Just wash it off. I mean, it's vegetables anyways. It makes sense for it to be fine while being muddy. Oh, hello. Damn thing. This man appears to be hurriedly dismantling his camp in quick, jerky movements. He looks up as you approach, his expression tense and drawn. "Greetings," he says, a little breathless. "On your way south, is it?" He wipes his brow, turning to face you. The sooner you clear of these woods, the better, I think. What's your hurry? The man looks down at the tent in his hands. I mean to follow my own advice. Came out here on a hunt, me and a friend of mine. Thought we'd bring a stag home and eat something other than bread for once. Came up on the bear instead. Great monstrous thing. And apparently, he didn't make it. He shakes his head. I don't know what I'll tell his wife. In any case, this forest already cost me a friend and I'm heading home before it takes anything else. Who are you? Name's Naughton. Born and raised in Gilded Vale. Haven't had a spot of luck since. His face twists. Luckier than Pearly, I suppose. In any case, the forest... Yep. What happened to your friend? We didn't see it coming. Naughton's voice shakes a little as he speaks. We were following a stag. Pearly saw something in the brambles and went after it, tearing off after it. We all but stumbled into the cave. Poor Pearly didn't stand a chance. The bear was on top of him before we knew what was happening. The beast will take what they will, I suppose. He smiles sadly, and this time, Galwain's favor fell upon the beast. We don't really know where the bear is, but where did you find the bear? In a cave a ways up that way. He points towards the northwest. I won't seek it out if I were you. Was a great brute of a beast. Would hate to hear that it took another life. Farewell. Goodbye. Is there a pickpocketing system?
Nice and slow.
No, there isn't. Oh, no stockpiling of healing items. Guess not. To the Vale! I don't think it's worth enchanting anything right now, is it? I don't think I have enough materials to even do so. You have a couple of gems, but I don't think that you need that. Well, let's check. How does the enchantment system work? I guess we can enchant something already. Costs money though. That's the kicker. Leave it alone for now. We're fine. Oh. Forgot this was part of the game.
You must be one of the new settlers. Welcome to Gilded Vale. You'll be pleased to know that we've had some recent vacancies here.
Do you welcome everyone this way? The only answer you hear is the buzzing of flies from the tree.
Of course, we'll need to make some inquiries first. The inestimable Lord Radric VII has taken great pains to insulate our town from Widewind's legacy. Have you ever sired a Hollowborn child?
That's a rather personal question.
And an important one nevertheless. Lord Radric has made it his first priority to eliminate this scourge from our village.
I'll have you know, sir, I reproduce through budding. I think. Or splitting. No, yeah, splitting.
I should warn you, stranger. Here in Gilded Vale, we have a special place for dissidents, charlatans, and those who would hide a curse in our midst.
He steps to the side and inclines his head ever so slightly towards the deformed tree.
His lordship's wife is with child and due any day now. Without his approval, I shan't be able to find you a permanent settlement. It will have to wait until after the birth. We can continue our interview then, after the bell tolls from Radric's hold to signal my lord's new heir. In the meantime, you can find temporary accommodations at the inn just southwest of here.
I don't trust the guy. Don't want to reveal anything crucial yet. You said something about Hollowborn and Waidwin's legacy before. He blinks. I forget that you foreigners do not have this curse in your homelands. The Hollowborn have been a scourge upon the Deerwood for almost 15 years now. He lowers his voice to a whisper. Children born without souls. Shakes his head. Pitiful. Dumb things that breathe barely but do not truly live. Some say the Hollowborn are a disease. Some say they are a punishment from the gods. He raises his empty hands. In truth, no one knows. But they began spreading after the Saints' War, and so the name Waidwin's legacy stuck. In honor of that foul, blasphemous pretender. His voice shakes with vitriol. I see. Lord Raedric's decrees may seem strict at times, but that he has our best interests at heart. He nods. If you have any other questions, do not hesitate to ask. It's important that everyone in the Gilded Vale understand our rules. Oh, I can't keep quiet about it, I guess. Well, I've been feeling strange ever since a close call with the Biowak. Is there someone in town who could help?
Whatever your problem, it sounds like a matter for an animancer. However, the only animancer in Gilded Vale isn't in any condition to speak. Consider yourself fortunate. After she failed Lord Radric, we saw to it that she wouldn't profit from the misplaced trust of others. A bad cure is often worse than none at all.
It could just be a case of it being a lost cause, but sure.
But if you're set on finding a bottle of troll piss or a dead Audra pebble to rub on your forehead, you're welcome to check her pockets. A little corpse stink is nothing when you're digging for shit. My advice, however, is to be satisfied that you escaped and leave it at that.
Well, before I got here, I saw several people conducting strange ceremony near some ruins. He regards you carefully. You want to mind where you mentioned that. Trespassing within the ruins is illegal. Not to mention dangerous. You probably saw someone attempting some new ritual to appease the gods. People will try anything these days. Bareth have mercy, we certainly have. I don't think so. Just as they finished. You know, maybe so. I'll keep some information in my pockets. Like I said, it's best to stay away from those sort of places.
Keep out of...
Listen!
2 tolls. Let that be the last.
3. Gods have mercy.
It seems your arrival is ill-timed. 3 bells toll only for the death of a Radric. I fear Lord Radric's heir is lost, or else Hollowborn, and so lost all the same. You should tread carefully. Circumstances have changed a great deal.
Does this affect the Lord's offer to new settlers? I can be sure of nothing right now. I advise you to get some rest. The inn or a stable for all I care. Find me afterwards, I will know more soon enough. What do you mean? You come to us at a time of mourning. The legacy has struck at the heart of the Gilded Vale. Our efforts to redeem ourselves in the eyes of Bareth must be redoubled. He sets a steady gaze on you. Farewell. Alright, let's see. Oh. Seek help for a condition. Is there an option to just hide the completed ones? No? No. Alright, sure, fine. I believe the tavern's up here. Stop by there because we can pick up a... I think we can pick up a friend over there. Don't mind me, just checking out what's inside your home. Afra and a cat. This worn dog-eared book is titled Travels Upon the Selgus Sea. There's an etched Illustration of a vast-finned leviathan. Ooh, do we get to fight that in Deadfire, I wonder? Oh. A wooden woman is standing in front of the fireplace, humming a quiet tune to herself, or perhaps her unborn child, for she is clearly quite pregnant. She turns her head slightly as you enter. Uh-oh.
Hail and well met.
Hopefully this doesn't end up like the others. Well, finally, I was starting to think. The woman makes a startled noise once she turns around to see you. Oh, I'm sorry. I was expecting someone else. She gives you a cautious smile. Can I help you? I just arrived in the Gilded Vale. I thought I'd get to know the locals. Were you with one of the caravans? She looks at you. She looks at you hopefully. Hopefully, Master Odemus by chance. You knew Odema. Well, no more than most here. I'd say. He doesn't usually come this way, but they say he's a reliable old fellow. She pauses, brows furrowing. Wait. Why do you say new? Sorry, but the caravan was attacked. I was the only survivor. Opera covers her mouth with a hand, eyes wide with horror. For a few moments, she can imagine nothing but a strangled voiceless gasping, her eyes brimming with tears. I knew. I told her it was a dangerous path to take. Alicia was always so certain she could take on any danger. Afra sniffs. Oh, my poor sister. I'm sorry, stranger. I can't believe she's gone. If only I hadn't called her here. If I hadn't written to her, she might still be alive somewhere. Afra's face crumples, and a solitary tear slides down her cheek. Alicia mentioned that she thought you needed help. Perhaps I can provide some assistance. Arfa looks at you with some surprise before dabbing at her nose with a sleeve. That's kind of you to offer. But I don't know if I could impose this on you. It's not a small favor. Arfa wipes at her eyes. I'm worried about the baby. About the legacy. I told Kalisha as much as I could, but all I know is that for a long time now, every child born in the Gilded Vale has been soulless, empty. It's happened to so many mothers, and Lord Redrick's he's exiled all of them, calling it a sign of God's disfavor. She sniffs. With my Hathor gone, I don't know how I'd manage if I'd lost my home too. Oh, if it were part of these factions, sub-factions from the Paladins, we could have mentioned something. I hoped Kalisha could help me. They say Ranga, the old midwife, knows a way to prevent a child being hollowborn. But she moved south to Anslog's Compass 2 seasons ago. The journey's too far for me. I can't make it as I am. I don't have anyone else now, with Kalisha gone. More tears run down her face. Please. Can you help me? I don't want to be a bit of a... I kind of want to ask for a payment, but I kind of don't want to do it right now for this guy, this person. Because I know her sister, and just kind of acts like a favor, but I don't... I'll think about it if I ever head that way. Offer nods, though her expression falls. That's all I can ask. Thank you. She takes a shaky breath. I'm sorry, I just need a moment. She turns away, covering her face with her hands. Anslog Compass. I'm pretty sure that's the beachfront, I believe. I think. And I remember a lot of people were saying that place kind of made the progression of the game a bit too easy because there's a vendor that sells high quality magic items there, I believe. Or unless I'm mistaken. Unless I'm mistaken for a different location, but I believe that's Anslog Compass. Then I told her, that's not the pistol. Oh. You see 4 people gathered by the door to the inn. Their raised voices and chopping gestures suggested an argument but reaching its climax. The first figure raises his hands for calm. His face is partially obscured by a hood, but his height and stature suggests an elf.
I meant no offense. Let's put this matter to rest over a round, shall we? My treat.
Aleph, my boy. The best fighter wizard, I think. I think he can become a fighter wizard in Deadfire 2.
Hoping to soothe our pride with a few Adira coppers, eh? We don't need your coin.
Ooh, a fight. One of the other men glares at the hooded elf. His eyes are red from drink, but his gaze is focused. We've got a lot of gall mocking us in our own village. We don't take ill treatments from foreigners, especially not Adirians.
Go on. Say it again. I'm itching for an excuse.
Why, you're itching for the kindling touch of your sister, you cocksfeather!
I'll cut that barrel-looking...
Ah, yes. Aloth's situation.
This is a misunderstanding. I didn't say whatever it is you think I said. We've nigh quarrel.
That's where you're wrong.
This is unnecessary. Would you rather be inside drinking than out here arguing? You don't want your charity either, foreigner. It sounds suspiciously like you're defending him. Well. Your loss. Oh. Well, he turned into a mess of viscera. As the last of the attackers falls, the elf turns to you. Tension almost gone from his smooth face.
Not quite how I hoped to get to know the neighbors. Thank you for your timely assistance with that awkward situation.
Glad I could help.
Courtesy is a rare pleasure in these parts, though your accent suggests that you are no more local than I.
He straightens his hood, and you note the remains of fraying embroidery on his gloves. His boots are caked with the dirt of many months' travel, but the leatherwork beneath it is sturdy and fine.
I suppose introductions are in order after that little fiasco. Aloth Corvusser, at your service.
How you managed to get stuck out here? He laughs uncomfortably. That is something of a long story.
I'm a wizard by training, and an adventurer by necessity. I was born in the Seathwood, part of the mainland of the Adir Empire, and both of my parents served the nobility, which afforded me an education for which I'm grateful. However, there were no open positions in those houses, and so I decided to seek new means in a new land. And how exactly did you come to be here?
I was traveling with a caravan. We were separated near some ruins.
In Gwithan ruins? Oh, those can be dangerous places during the best of times, which these are not. And half the locals would arrest you for trespassing and the rest would kill you outright. I'm curious, what exactly did you find there?
Nothing special. Just a bivouac.
And you survived? I've heard such a thing was impossible. But it seems you either have a knack for timing or the favor of the gods.
What are you doing in the Gilded Vale?
An excellent question. I came looking for fresh air and cheap land. Instead, the magistrate gave me directions to the inn and a story about the local lord's expectant wife. But I take it that's a familiar tale.
And you? I've been experiencing strange things of late, looking for an expert on souls.
Indeed. The local lord has searched far and wide for similar specialists. He has rid himself of them almost as desperately.
He nods at the gnarled old tree at the center of town. His darting glance takes in the tumble-down buildings and the fallow, rock-strewn fields. He expects that such expertise would be best sought elsewhere. So just how did you manage to cross those three drunks?
I'm afraid that was a matter of misunderstandings and mistranslations. It doesn't help that people in these parts remember their war with Adir like it was yesterday.
Well, you did tell that one man to go fuck his sister. Ah, that. He clears his throat and adjusts his sleeve. As I tried to tell them, they misheard me. Happens all too easily after a few pints and the accent doesn't help. Sure, I see. For which I'm grateful. Let's discuss something else, shall we? You don't exactly look like a settler.
Begging your pardon, but neither do you. Yet, circumstances can find a person in the strangest of places.
Oh well, I should get going.
As should I, given recent events. It's just as well. I've had enough of the watered wine and lumpy beds at the inn. They say even the owner tired of the place. Just up and left one day. It explains quite a lot about the upkeep. Perhaps I could join you. I could use a change of scenery, and I find it's better to travel in numbers.
So do I. Let's go then.
Excellent. I shall follow you.
Let's get all leveled up. Oh, I know. Let's see. Money. That's it. Let's grab one of each, I guess. Aloth. Scepter. Oh. It's only in Deadfire where the wands and like the wands and scepters are one-handed, aren't they? Yeah, I remember being able to dual wield wands. I guess that's only in Deadfire. It would have been nice though. Swapping wands in the middle of combat. Speak to the innkeeper. Haska.
Gods keep you.
Hello and welcome to the innkeeper looks up. Oh, it's you! Tenford told us what you did for him and it's such a relief to have him back. I can't thank you enough. Consider yourself a favorite of the house. Discount drinks, rooms. Tenford said he'd wanted to whip something up nice for you. He's already back at work in the kitchen. She laughs. So what would you like? I could use some reliable help. Do you know of anyone looking for work? Oh, well, I wouldn't say I can speak from experience, but we do have a certain sorts coming by looking for work from time to time. If you want to hire someone, I'd be happy to send them your way. Oh, just the custom companion system. In case if you want to make your own, like, character. But then again, you're gonna be missing out on a bunch of companion quests if you do. I remember missing out on I can't remember her name. The mother companion quest. I missed out on hers because I never bothered to keep her around because I was already the same class as her, so we don't need to double up. So I missed out on her quest. But I think the default one is the best outcome. Can't remember. But I also got the worst ending for the ranger girl. That did not end well. I thought I was going for a good ending, but I guess not. I'd like to know more about the Black Hound. Really? Well, let me see. The actual building's been here for years, but the Black Hound's fairly new. We got a lot of new faces in here, too. Fewer than what we used to, I'll admit. Tenford's the big draw. I'm sure we'll get a big crowds back again in no time. We used to work for the tables, actually, until the owner up and left. Nobody's sure what happened to him. Even left his poor hound behind. That's the name. See the Black Hound? It's still sitting upstairs, pining after him. Poor old girl. Okay, this is reminding me a bit of that one Shiba story. Hachiko, I think. I cried a lot when I was watching the movie about that dog. When back when I was watching back when I was younger. Full on like bawled my eyes out type. Doesn't matter how many times I watch it, always pretty damn painful. Placing it up in my hand somehow, she laughs. My very own inn. A lot of hard work involved, but it's been worth it so far. Please, sit where you like. Would you like a drink? Or a room? We have 2 available at the moment. I'm afraid we can't offer much by the way of a good meal today. She sighs, unless you're fond of cold porridge. Farewell for now. Hey, level up. Oh, do we not level up? Oh no, it's probably like a higher level than me. Compensate for not being available early. Oh, unused points will carry to the next level. Alright, sure. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Yeah. Let's leave slightly behind though. Athletics. Nah, let's just have someone else do the athletics checks. I'll go with mechanics and leave stealth slightly behind. Yeah. Ooh, rogue abilities. You get blinding strike, which would be nice. Reckless assault causes the rogue to dive into battle without a second thought, lowering his or her deflection by increasing accuracy and weapon damage. Instant. Less armor, but more accuracy and melee damage. So good for melee. Escape allows the rogue to break engagement and expertly avoid the next attack, having enough range to a specific location. Defense bonus. Yep. For dirty fighting, the rogue employs a variety of underhanded techniques, turning some of their hits into critical hits. Escape sounds nice for the playthrough I'm thinking of, mainly because mainly using an arquebus or a what's the crossbow that was the ranged weapon from afar, but then again, hopefully I don't get into situations where I need to use escape, so might as well just go for dirty fighting. Let's go. Glass cannon build. Some food. Portland server. Villagers. Scroll of restore minor endurance. Can you read that? You can.
Yes.
And you know, let's set up a class behavior. What does he have? Arcane assault.
Yes.
Let's edit this grimoire. Wizard's double. Typically cast attack enemies. It's pretty much mirror image, but only having one instance of mirror image. Instead of like the 6 clones that you get from that spell. Minor missiles, Sunless Grasp. Fan of Flames. Dazzling Lights. I think we'll have you go with crowd control AI. No, that's defense self, yeah. Let's talk to Tenfrith. Ah, it's you, my savior. He makes a sweeping gesture to indicate the kitchen around you. It's so good to be back. Do not think I will let this go unrewarded. I've decided you will have earned the right to learn one of my closely guarded secrets. My dearest recipe. After this, you will eat nothing else. A savory pie to give you hale and hearty. May it serve you well in your travels. Huh. Duke's own beef loaf. Pearlwood chicken, savory pie. Ah, this is it. Max endurance, might, perception. Ooh, interesting. Oh. We'll make some eventually, I guess. You know, this is a system that kind of want for Underrail. It's nice enough that food items give you health and such, or like bonuses, but it would be nice to actually cook it instead of spending money on it. After all, there is like a shrimp item that you can get in the game, but it doesn't actually have a use.
I'll see what I can find.
You can sell it, but like, why? It's like 100.
I'll get it open. Finished.
It has 100 cost. If you're playing in higher difficulties, those 100 is not gonna get you much. For reference, that's like 10 Southgate Station coins. A book. We're not gonna, sorry, but we're not gonna be reading all of it. Unless it's somewhat tied to the story, we're not gonna bother. As you near, you feel a vibrant history containing the essence of this man's soul. Voices from its past seem to call out to you. You see an emaciated boy in chains, black holes for eyes, staring sightlessly at the wall. A man in a dark coat walks in, a scroll and an oddly shaped quill in his hand. The boy glances at him, expressionless. A corpse, waiting for animation. The man clucks at him, disapproval clear in his tone. The boy stands, limbs hanging. The man takes the quill and begins to write on the boy's chest, copying sharp and angular symbols from the scroll. The child does not flinch as the quill digs into his skin, drawing blood as it goes. The wizard finishes with a flourish and barks some arcane command, saying the symbols to glow dully. The boy cries out, knees hitting the stone hard, his chest burning black and red. Finally, the glow disappears, leaving only hard black scars etched into his skin. He slumps sideways, eyes facing the back of his skull. The wizard grunts, kicking him on the leg on his way out. The boy lies on the floor until dawn, eyes still black like holes. The twitches growing into convulsive shakes. Okay. Aww, black hound. Bones are covered in tiny bite marks. This hound stares intently at the covered window, head cocked as if waiting to hear a particular sound. It looks up when you approach and whines a low note, tail wagging slightly. Pet the dog. The dog's tail thumps happily against the floorboards. Sorry, but we do have a spectral pig. And you're not spectral, but you're... Yeah. It is a dog, though. Right, what else can we do? I don't want to rest just yet. I don't think... Do we need... Yeah, let's just keep looking around. Don't think we need to rest yet. There should be one other person we can recruit, I believe. And it's the bestest boy. Especially in Deadfire. Pulled you straight out of the rubble. Say hello. There it is, a dare.
Were you looking for someone in that tree? I could introduce you.
I'm not looking for anyone who can help me feel better. Gives an understanding nod as he takes a long drag from his pipe. My condolences. He exhales and turns his attention away, watching the village around him. The man smiles broadly. Welcome to our lovely village. Scattered between the roots are bracelets of twine and bead, wilting flowers and notes, half creased by the rain. There was an option to look at the body of the person, but it's maybe later. Do I really need to just rest up first before proceeding further?
Worth a look.
Ooh. Loose brick. Potion of spirit shield, wizard's double. And some currency. Beneath the vines are crude carvings of a sun rising over 3 stars. As you near, sure. You see a pendant waving tall and sluggish in the wind, a rising sun embroidered on the banner, the vanguard of a small troop of paladins. The atmosphere is buoyant, if restrained, and their armor has not yet been tarnished by the elements. This expedition is fresh, young, filled with zest and zeal. At their head stand the commander, awkward in full armor but determined in step. Despite the excitement of his fellows, he does not smile. There's a twist at his mouth, his countenance grim. He throws up a hand holding his troop. Silence falls among them, revealing a dark thunder, deep and low. He orders them to ready their weapon and spread out. Eyes dart from horizon to horizon, necks twisting to see the source of the sound. In the distance, dust and lightning rise from the ground as Stygian clouds race towards them overhead. The soldiers stand, only the staccato movement of their breath betraying their nerves. The commander closes his eyes, calling a blessing down on his troop. Invigorated, invincible. They wait as the enemy draw closer, poised to attack. Okay. We'll keep interacting around town. If there isn't anything else that we can learn, we'll rest up in the inn. Cause I remember you're able to recruit a dare. So I used him to fight the bear. Just don't remember how. So explore the village for a bit. Some supplies while we're at it. Doran Chamberlain, Rudolfer Necator. Gold Rot Shoe. Oh, I see. A staple of their wooden countryside, Gold Rot Shoe is a favorite of farmers who swear by the minor boosts in energy it provides. Those who use it often find that they feel sluggish when they stop. The chew is made from the root of the golden celery plant. Plus 3 might for 600 seconds, movement speed for 600 seconds, minus of perception for 600 seconds, and crash after 600 seconds. How long does the crash last though? Is it a permanent debuff that won't go away until you take some more? Oh, right. Sorry. I know I just took a break quite recently, but I already need to do something, so I'll be back in a bit. Sorry once again, but I'll be back after. Shouldn't take me that long though. Sorry about that. I'm back. Just well, it looks of it, whatever I ate earlier is coming back to bite me. Hopefully that's the last of it. Just some more people who can reach out. I want to recruit a dare first, though. I know there's an entire dungeon underneath the church, the broken down church. There's the bear that we can go after, but I cannot wait. I want to wait for before a dare to get a dare before we head there. We pretty much just need a tank. You know, there's more grain in there, Trumbull. We won't sell for scraps where you grow fat on our crops. Muffled shouting emerges from inside the mill. The first of you drunkards who come through that door gets a shot between the eyes. Gods, hear me, Swainer, I'll put you down like a dog. Come away for now, lads. But we'll be back, Trumbull. And we'll have fair prices, or by the flame we'll have a reckoning. An elven man stands before you, his relatively stock build suggesting a life of labor. His face is pale and drawn and his eyes wide. Behind him, a younger man and woman exchange worried glances. The miller raises a club as you enter. It shakes violently in his grip. Get back if you value life. Hold on, I'm not here to hurt anyone. The miller hesitates and lowers his club. Wait, I know you. You just came into town, right? Don't tell me Swainer's already got its claws on you. God, that's all I need. What's all that ruckus outside? Where to begin? Swainer swept them up in the good froth going on about grain stores, claim of hidden away most of it. All I do with the grain is sell it. I can't create it out of thin air, and I can't hand it out for free. I pay the farmers for the crops they bring in, and I sell what comes out of the mill. Most of it goes to the Black Hound, on the west side of town, for ale. And Swainer and his lot sure don't mind that part. You take a look at the fields on the way to town. The crops blighted, and most of what I'm getting from the farmers. Trumbull's gestures to the sacks and containers. It's gone off, rotted through. I can't pay top prices for blighted wheat. I've barely got enough good grain to go around. Swainer's howling over things he has no right to. Seems like a pretty clean story for a messy situation. Trumbull frowns. It's not. Look. Swainer's always been a rotten bastard. With the store so limited, maybe I save the good stuff for people who deserve it. Afra, for instance. She's expecting a child. Should I let her starve instead? Do the villagers know about the grain supply? Some. The innkeeper, for instance. It's better not to worry anyone. I'll be trading for supplies soon enough. If we could just keep things calm until then, we'll be in the clear. The innkeeper. I won't drink the ale, is all I'm saying. Oh. Maybe you ought to have talked to Swainer then. The miller's all but sags with relief. I'd be grateful if you did. He won't listen to me anymore, but maybe you have better luck. Tell him we're all having a hard time of it and we'll have to make some sacrifices. We'll be in your debt for it, if you can convince him. I don't think I can, though. I'm not the most persuasive person out there. I'm more of a pickpocket sort of guy. If only I could grab like a sack of grain that's been freshly made and hide it in Swainer's house. That's an option my character would be at least be Do that. Just some points over here. Despite the rain, the stalk feels dry and stiff as a locust's husk. Cows. Villagers. I think that's everything in the town I can investigate, right? So there's one more house I missed. Ah, the blacksmith. Can steal some stuff over there. Oh, it looks like they're fine if we just try to grab some from here. Daily affirmations of focus and efficiency. No, not one of these. Alright, let's just keep it in our pockets, I guess. This armoire, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Man is of an impressive build, towering above the countertop. His skin is the dusky blue of the deeper oceans, and his thick arms boast corded muscle. Small ears frame a square-jawed face coated in smeared soot, and arcing black tattoos alike. He offers you a broad smile as you approach. Welcome! You're the perceived face I've seen in quite some time. What can I do for you? What do you have here? You come to us at a strange time, I'm afraid. The stock's not what it used to be, but we find weapons and armor to offer yet. All forged right here at the Black Hammer. What happened? We just don't have the supplies. We've been expecting the next delivery for near on a week now, and we haven't seen a single sign of it. Have to expect they were hit by bandits. The road out east is crawling with them, or my workers ran off with the wagon themselves, maybe to make some coin. Tuatanu snorts, as if that lot would dare. So right about the bandits, the dire situation in the village is like this. The exodus to the cities has created far too many opportunities for unscrupulous sorts. Tuatanu scratching his jaw, thinking, if you happen to be headed that way, maybe you could keep an eye out for a supply wagon or my shipment at least. They'd be cutting through the Black Meadow, I expect. Only a good road for it. As it is, most of our weapons go to His Grace, Lord Radric. Tuatanu glances at the nearby guard. And that's as it should be, but it doesn't leave much for outsiders. We just don't have the iron. Where was the wagon traveling from? We sent the wagon up north, up to New Hyomar with weapons, and then swings around through Logholm and the like to purchase supplies. Shortest route back is through the Black Meadow and then north through the wilds. Tuatanu shakes his head. Had a trader come through with word they made it through Logholm, but haven't heard a thing since. I'll find your supplies. Tuatanu nods. Then you have my thanks. You bring those supplies back and I'll have plenty more to offer you. A discount to start. Oh, and if I find my workers, tell them to hurry it up, or they can take up farming instead. Yeah, hold off on buying something. I was thinking of maybe buying a Warhammer so I can start getting some use out of the weapon proficiency I picked. But I think I'll probably find a Warhammer before, rather quickly. Rising sun and 3 dawn stars, the symbol of Aothis. Wretched beasts. A man lies resting against the wall, lit by the dim illumination of the fading sconces. He has a gaunt, fox-like aspect, and his face is pale and damp with sweat. One arm is held loosely against his side, sleeve soaked with blood. He gives you an anxious glance as you near, his features twisted in pain. Have a care if you mean to go in. He casts a quick look towards the doorway to his left. This place is not so empty as I thought. This temple is what it used to be. Probably for the best, times being as they are. Ugh. I'm no looter. If that was your thinking, what was your think? If that's what you're thinking? Not one of the faithful either. Just wanted to do some good, I suppose. Got my arm clawed up for it. He regards you warily. Maybe you have better luck. What happened to you? I was trying to avoid the spiders. Ran into a scolder. Might have gone a little better for me if the beast hadn't knocked my sword out of my hand. Good blade too. Probably still lying there in the dust. He smiles warily. But I'm not, so that's alright. It's not a bad wound, I think. Just hurts. What are you doing down here? The man points a finger upwards. These ruins around us? Used to be a temple of Aeothus, the scattered god. A grand temple at that. His worshippers would come from all over the Deerwood, from Raid Ceres and even. Until the war, of course. Even then, you get some of the stubborn ones. The ones who couldn't get through their heads that their god was dead and gone. Lord Raedric allowed them to worship? Lord Raedric would clear out the place from time to time, make arrests. It wasn't until the legacy that he started losing patience. He sent his guards in to put in the priest to the sword, bring the place down, burn some of the books, and that was all that. Looks away. What's his legacy? The cause of the corpse is in the tree, for starters. That's putting it a bit simply, but yes, indirectly. Saint Widwin's legacy, the man that housed the scattered god at the time. Lord Raedric fought in that one. When they brought the god down here, we had us a celebration here in town. We thought things would never be better. Started some time after the disease or whatever it is. Children being born without the stuff that makes them truly alive. Just empty shells and their mother screaming and crying. Less than a long breath. It destroyed us. Gilded Veil, I mean. The thinking is it's Waidwin's having a last laugh. It strikes me as a little petty, even for a dead god. He smiles thinly. But Lord Raedric believes it. That's all that matters. Go on. Once the legacy started, Lord Raedric decided he'd be too lenient on the Eothosians. He had his people go in and put them to the sword, left them down there, buried under a heap of rock. After that, Raedric ordered the temple sealed. It's been years like that up until recently. Lord Raedric hopes that if he rededicate that temple to a living god, then we'll be forgiven, and the legacy will end, see? He smiles wryly. But until then, the temple is as you see it, unguarded. That's where you come in, Wyrden licks his lips. Those priests, maybe they didn't have a lick of sense between them, but they still didn't deserve to go like that. Chopped down in their god's house. Doesn't sit right with me. If you can get down there, find their remains, maybe we can finally give them a proper burial. Wyrden breathes out. No small task, just coining it for you, if you need motivating. Alo's cautious expression softens. Pleasant surprise to see that someone around here has a shred of respect for the dead. I'll take it you aren't supposed to be in here? Well, I'm meant to be in and out, nice and quick. I'm not hurting anyone, it's just Lord Raedric's forbidden anyone from anyone having to do with the scattered god. It'd be a little harder to explain to him than you. It's a good cause, isn't it? And you can make some coin in the process. Right, fine, I'll find them. Then by the flame, I owe you a good turn. But listen, the temple's been sealed up for so long it's crawling with creatures. But if you can get past them, the creatures would have been down the lower floor. They'll be there still, if they're anywhere. Those priests have all kinds of secret chambers, switches in the walls, tricks, sconces, that kind of thing. Keep an eye out and take care down there. I wouldn't want to have to send someone else after your remains. I'll wait here by the stairs and keep a lookout. Maybe try to patch myself up some. Right, we'll not do that. We still need a frontliner. Otherwise, we're gonna go down faster than I did when I was fighting off the bear earlier. Oh. It's leveled up. Is lore on the way for you? Sure. Ooh, level 2 spells. We can get 2. Creates a bizarre confusing enemies in the area of effect. I believe this one is pretty damn good. Bulwark against the elements. Might be nice, but not yet. Blinding web. Combusting wounds. Console corrosive siphon, curse of the blackened sight. Use with vital essence. Oh. So this is just the aid spell. Merciless gaze. Miasma the mirrored image. Necrotic lance, ray of fire, rolling flame. Well, we already have we have a crowd control spell. Bewildering spectacle. I guess we just need a damaging spell on top of that. Rolling flame I feel like is pretty good, but ray of fire is also pretty damn interesting. I think we'll go with rolling flame. I think the rage is a lot less, but seeing as how it can bounce about in the right circumstance, we'll be able to bounce it enough times and hit the same target. That'll make it quite effective. Yeah. And I guess we'll rest up for now. So I don't know what else to do. We're not strong enough to go back to fight the bear. I don't think we're ready to go to the what's it called? Yeah, I don't think we're ready for Black Meadow. We're not ready for Anslog's Compass either. We might be good with the temple. Let's do this one. We solve the feud between Trumbull and Swainer. Swainer's likely to be in the inn. Alright, let's go talk to him, I guess. We'll do that before resting. After that, we'll rest, because hopefully that'll speed up the event. So remember, you'll like get your first interaction or the first side effects of being close to the device from earlier. Where are they? Send in the inn. Did I miss them in the front entrance? No, first floor, I mean? I guess I did. Swainer, where are you? Buddy, pal. There they are. Save.
Hail and well met.
Don't know who you are and don't much care. Keep walking. We're not here to chat with foreigners. Al narrows his eyes. Careful. Looks like they're cut from the same cloth as those rowdies who attacked me. He wrinkles his nose. Smells like it too. I saw you outside of the mill. What was that about? Well, someone fancies themselves a meddler, eh? What's that about? It's about Trumbull thinking he's the king of the town, kind of he's got the middle to his name. The dwarf jowls quiver with rage. It's about him barely giving us anything for the wheat we bring him, then cutting our purses when we need to buy a grain. It's about farmers. Sorry about that, a rather loud vehicle was passing by. It's about farmers going hungry while some bastards gets rich off their crops. That's what's it's fucking about. Now shove off. What if I buy you all around? Will you talk to me then? Swainer considers it briefly. Looks to the others. Fair enough, you bring us something to wet our throats and maybe we'll feel up to trading words. Ah, so the ale made out of rotten grain?
Hail, traveler.
Well, I could buy around for those words there. I'd like to buy around for those fine fellows over there. Fine fellows? You're having me on. Any more fighting and I'll have to ban Swainer from the inn entirely. Until then, it's 6 copper pieces for the lot. Here you are. Right, then. Here, 3 drinks for 3 fools. Just take care of them. They're a hot-tempered bunch.
Greetings.
You again. What do you want now? Brought drinks. Hey, so you have. By the flame, I never thought I'd be so happy for a mug of the Blackhound's shit beer. Gods, that's good. Alright, then you got my attention. What's you've got to say that's worth a round of drinks? Maybe you could tell me more about what's going on. It's like I said, Miller's in charge of the grain prices. He says they're fair. But I know for a fact that folks like Offra pay half of what we do. Rough size. And maybe we've been a bit rough on with them. But what are we supposed to do? We can't keep paying and we're going to starve. And do you think Trumbull's going to be sorry when we do? Maybe we could go talk to Trumbull for you. Ha! You think you'll get through to him when we haven't? Man's thick as a peat bog. I hear he's got his soul red. Found his skin used to grow sun-red trees for their Aderian lords. Up to figure out their side was losing. Explains why his knees still ache to bend to whatever lord or lady crosses the road. Be holed up in the mill for days, the coward. But here, if you want to give it a shot, then good luck. We'll owe you one if you manage it. Huh. Don't have enough resolve to convince them, unfortunately. So we might just leave this unresolved unless we just take them out. I kind of don't want to resort to that just yet, though. Maybe there's more I can still do.
Greetings.
You're back. Have you had any luck with Swainer? Well, I spoke to him. What did he say? He says you're treating the farmers unfairly, raising prices and giving them rotten grain. Of course he does. He's been saying nothing else for days now. The man's delusional. If he wants grain, he'll have to pay for it. I don't want to threaten the guy. What's going on here anyway? Yep. We already heard that. Yep.
Hail, traveler.
Some more questions about this whole situation.
Hello.
Not yet, I'll be back. Well, guess we'll leave that unresolved for now. Maybe we'll come back once we have someone with high resolve. Right, let's sleep. Because I'm thinking... I think that triggers the first vision effect, so we might as well trigger it.
Good day to you.
Hello again. Come to rest your feet a while. Check a room, please. Certainly, you're welcome. Here. This one does have a boost to resolve, but that's like half my money. What's my character like? Give me a sec. What's his resolve? 10. 16 was to check for one guy, 14 was on the other. Yeah, even then I won't be able to convince him. Right.
Hello.
Common room. Your sleep is restless and fevered, assaulted by the hisses and whispers, blanketed with a suffocating anxiety. You open your eyes to awaken and find yourself in front of Gilded Vale's gallows tree, the creaking of its ropes growing louder in your mind until the sound is deafening. Hanging from the tree is an old dwarf woman, whose face has shriveled inward like the moldering fruit. Her head hangs limply to one side. As you look at her, she looms larger and larger in your mind until she is mere inches from your face. Suddenly her head snaps up and her eyes open. They are empty, and behind them is vast nothingness that makes your stomach drop. Her mouth slowly parts, and with a gust of rancid air she speaks the word Watcher. You jolt awake. The foul smell of the dwarf woman's breath is still permeating your nostrils. Sweat runs down your face in thick droplets and your skin is soaked from head to toe. You remember the woman. You remember seeing her decaying face when you spoke with the magistrate. He called her an animancer. Though it fills you with a new, queasy apprehension, you feel a strange compulsion to see this woman once more, if only to confirm she is truly dead. Alright then. Welcome to our lovely village. Oh. The squat, distended body of an elderly dwarf woman dangles from a thin, crooked bow. It sags at the tug of her noose. The bloated purple flesh of her neck, worn away in patches like a moth-eaten linen, bulges over the rope that suspends her, and her lifeless head lolls forward rigidly from one side to the other when the breeze shifts. You miss it? Okay. just checking up on the stream to see if it's still up. You perceive a faint glow around her that casts no light on its surroundings, but there's a tepid warmth to it. And you feel somehow that you could reach out and touch it. Not with your hands, but with some aspect of yourself that has no worldly dimension. Reach out for the one. Take a deep breath. Clearing your mind, focusing on your objective. As you exhale, you feel yourself spreading out towards the hanging woman, perceiving all that lies between you and her with new, unfamiliar awareness. Once you have expanded enough to reach her, there's a sudden jolt in your mind. A ringing electric surge of images and words and sounds. Involuntarily, you shut your eyes and feel yourself being pulled down to some deeper consciousness in a space occupied only by you and the hanging woman. And when you open them again, she's staring at you with eyes clouded in milky fog, her body still swaying in the wind. You no longer feel from a tree that stands planted in the misty void. The woman gives you a slow nod of her head, the rope creaking as she does so, and she smiles at you. Have you come here? Oh, man.
Dear, or have you gotten lost? Ah, it is both, I think. Yes?
How are you able to speak to me? Kaldara moves her.
Is that what we're doing? Perhaps it just seems that way. Perhaps it is the easiest way for your mind to make sense of it. I think it is a very good choice.
I need to understand something that's happened to me. She nods and a look of pity on her, as though consoling a child.
The world looks a little different than it used to, is that it? Feels like you're noticing things for the first time that have always been there.
She nods. You've seen
You have seen past the shroud. It only takes an instant. Your soul remembers, yes? Remembers how it sees when it leaves the body, like being reminded of a dream you had forgotten. You are a watcher now, and a watcher you will stay.
What's a watcher?
What indeed? Long hours have many animancers spent studying such things. Not I, though. Not I. I'll tell you what I know, though, since fair is fair. And here we are, visiting, you and I, and it reminds me of better times. Souls pass on. Some say through Audra stones, which are the blood veins of the world. They leave the world for a time and are reborn into it, sometimes more than they were before, but usually less and seldom the same. For all souls there is a time where they do not live, yet have not passed on, and those souls roam the world, same as you or I, either living or lost. But no one sees them because they have forgotten how. A watcher sees, though, knows what to look for. And sometimes they know a person just by looking at them, know where they've been in ages past when their bodies were other bodies. See memories even their owner can't recall. A wonder to behold when all goes well. A wonder!
What do you mean when all goes well?
Oh, nothing to be afraid of, I'm sure. It's just much to take in for some. Sometimes there's trouble sleeping or other difficulties.
She smiles at you reassuringly, fanning out a tuft of long whiskers that sprout from one of her cheeks.
You should see old Merwald. He could tell you much more than I. A watcher just like you. helped many in his day. Took up in an old keep no one would claim. Not far, not far. Kadnua, beyond the Black Meadow. He will welcome the company.
I think I survived the Biowak. Do you know why that be?
Did you now, dear? My, that would be something, wouldn't it? Could be luck, could certainly be. A storm can be a careless thing. Or maybe it got its hands around your soul but couldn't pick it up. A soul can be heavy if it stayed in one piece through its time. Strong souls, we call them in the trade. Cold, I mean. Called them. Those days are all behind me, no?
Am I imagining all of this?
No, I think not. A pity that. It would be simpler. A mercy, then, to not have to wander anymore, no? Alas, we are here, you and I, wherever here may be.
Well, you said souls break apart over time. What do you mean by that?
Oh, yes. Entropy. Rimagan's work. We know little of why or how. We lose pieces of ourselves when we die and pick up pieces of others when we are born again, but less than what we lost. We tried to stop it with the animantic sciences, but with little success. A very small few resist Rimergan's influence and stay together through some force of defiance, at least for a time. But they all succumb eventually, I think.
She clicks her tongue. Want to know something about you?
Me? I'll bore you to tears, though.
What happened to you? She laughs, a rasping choked cackle escaping between rows of buttery yellow teeth, causing her body to bob up and down with each spasm. Seeing her blank expression, she catches herself.
Oh, come now. Such a question. As though the answer were plain as a rope tied for strangling. Allow an old dwarf her last bit of cheer. Well, I came where I was needed, didn't I? Offered my services to Lord Radric for a pittance. A humble pittance. I was to examine the Lord's wife, see why the gods have seen fit to poison her womb. Studied her for months, looked high and low for impurities, tested her valence, the permeability of her essence. Do you know what I found?
Tell me.
Nothing at all. A healthy woman, head to toe, blessed with a beautiful soul. Such a sweet woman, too. Meek, but warm-hearted. A few months' time, and the lord of the house demanded answers. For a time, I told him what he wanted to hear. Oh, yes, my lord. She is riddled with imbalances. I must have time to cure her. As the birth drew near, he grew impatient, as lords do. And this is where I've ended up.
Well, what's an animancer to begin with?
A student of the soul. Something so basic, yet so poorly understood. But so many breakthroughs have been made in my lifetime. Had been made. Had been. To hear the locals tell it, we're a gang of soul manglers that preys upon the weak-minded. And the worst of us are. But the best of us? The best? Inspirations, miracle workers. My parents were soul twins. Miserable before they met, empty inside. It was an animancer who helped one find the other. Turned their lives around. You wouldn't believe the stories. Amnesiacs helped to remember their lives. The suicidal brought back from the brink of oblivion. The elderly afforded extra moments to say their goodbyes. How soon we forget when we're afraid. It's a fascinating science. A fascinating time to be alive in a place like Deerwood that does not control the research, no? I love the Valian Republics for many things, but their recent caution will leave them behind, I fear.
No, very well.
Goodbye, my dear. It was lovely visiting.
Caldara closes her eyes and her head slumps forward over to the noose. And your surroundings seems to bleed into your vision from some unknown place of waiting. Miles was granted Crucible of the Soul. Aloth looks at you through narrowed eyes. Are you alright? You seemed lost just now. I'm a watcher. His arched eyebrows recede into his hood. Well, that is interesting. Gives you a sly grin, and I expect that explains how you survived the bivouac, In any case, I appreciate your honesty. Since we're traveling together, it's probably wise for us to share these things. Do you know anything about the Watchers? Oh, only that they are rare, and they seem to have unique insights into certain soul conditions. as you just demonstrated. Let's continue on.
17 and a half.
Smell of pipe smoke at once earthy, sweet, winds its way to your nostrils. Your eyes trace the smoke to its origin, where you find a broad man with straw-colored hair leaning against a mossy rock wall. His pipe held to his lips with one meaty hand. He looks you directly in the eye, but the look is not aggressive. He regards you with a peculiar smirk.
17 and a half. Well, could be 18, depending on how you count the dwarf woman.
What are you talking about?
The people hanging from the tree. 18 of them. Well, last I counted, anyway.
Aloth frowns. Is this what you people do for fun around here?
Name's Adair. Though to the people around here, might as well be 19. Don't think I'd put you much higher than 22, 23 tops. You look like the sort that likes to get involved.
What was that about a dwarf?
The dwarf woman. You were trying to figure out whether to count her as a full person. I think you oughta.
What makes you think I was interested in the dwarf woman? Looks at you at the moment, his brow arched, his smirk broadens.
I was smoking over here, saw you staring at her. Twice I refilled my pipe. You never so much as blinked. Your mouth was so slack I took you for a Radric at first.
Do you know what a watcher is?
Careful, friend. Let's not use that word round here. Could be any number of Radric bootlickers within earshot. Ciphers, animancers, watchers. Same thing in the eyes of folks around here, Radric especially. They come through these parts all the time with their cures, preying on the desperate. None of them are who they claim to be. Of course, seeing you with that funny look, I'd be halfway inclined to believe you were having some kind of communion with that dwarf. Either case, maybe I'm not 19 after all. No offense.
You think you're going to be hanged?
The town's had it in for me for a long time now. Only fella who ever stuck up for me, well, he's number 18 up there. My headman on the farm. Used to be my captain during the war.
What was your headman hanged? Got involved. Rarick sent down men here the other day, said they had in good authority that someone in town was working for Kolsk, plotting Redrick's overthrow. Said if he didn't come forward right then and there, they'd hang every last one of us. No one was coming forward, so Swithin, that's my headsman, he steps up and says it's him. He took him at his word. He sighs and shakes his head, his eyes still fixated on the tree. Bound to happen sooner or later, if not for plotting against Redrick, not for protecting me. The war? Saints' War, only one in my lifetime. Fella decides he's the living incarnation of Iothis, overthrow Raid Ceres, marches onto Deerwood, so we gave him a Deerwoodian hello. What's a Deerwoodian hello? He smiles at this, but it is the smile of one recounting a joke, for effect rather than enjoyment. Who's Aethys? God of rebirth and redemption, formerly anyhow. Maybe they call him something different where you're from. What does your town have against you?
Pick the wrong god. That's what it comes down to. Used to be a lot of Aethys worshippers in Gilded Vale. That mess of rocks over there, that was a temple to him, to give you some idea. Then one day, somebody named Widewind shows up on Deerwood's doorstep. Says he's the living flesh of Aethys. Got an army with him. Suddenly, Aethys isn't so popular in these parts. My brother Woden and me, neither of us believed it. No way was that Aethys. He enlisted, then I did too. But, he didn't make it back. After the war, people took to punishing Aethys worshippers, accusing them of treason. Got real ugly, especially after the legacy started. Folks needed someone to blame. I was safe because I fought, but then this rumor starts that my brother, that he was on the wrong side. And I wasn't so safe anymore. Until my headman stepped in and said they'd have to hang him to get to me. Seems that's no longer a concern. Of course, the townies don't do the hanging these days, but when Raedric's men come, they got no problem doing the pointing.
Aloth glances at you and lowers his voice. You can see why I was eager to leave. Who's Kolsk? Someone's got tired of all the hangings, is on the run now. Probably will be till they catch him. You're next to be hanged, what are you still doing here? He gives a half-smile, drinking, mostly. Point of fact, I'm on my way out, I just haven't figured out where I'm going yet. There's a whole lot of places out there that don't think Waidwin's legacy started with a Waidwin. Could travel together. Where are you headed? Some place called Cade Noir. There's an old watcher there who might be able to help me.
Seem to remember hearing something about that years ago. He tamed that place. People would seek him out for all kinds of things. Troubles of the soul, questions for the departed. Of course, that was back when you didn't have to say watcher with a hush on your breath. A man such as that, there'd be things I'd want to ask him. Don't know why I never thought of it before. Not sure how I feel about setting out with a stranger, and a strange one at that. But truth be told, you might be the only one in town who wouldn't feel some relief seeing me swing from that tree.
There's a fine reason if I ever heard one.
All right then. Guess I'll do some sightseeing. Long as you're not the one picking the sights.
Let's get going. There we go. Now I'll have a decent party. Let's customize. How do we customize it? Where do we customize the formations from? Inventory? Oh. Journal. Map. I know you can customize formations. I just don't remember where you do it from.
Hope you're not expecting much.
Right, let's have you be aggressive. And yeah, just full on aggressive. You'll be in the front. And let's go take out the bear. We might not be good enough to fight the bear, but we'll test our luck. I guess I'll just figure that. I'll figure out the formation button off stream. All right. Hopefully we'll live. I have a weird feeling that I should probably level up first before continuing on, but nah, it's fine. Let's do this.
Huh? Right.
Let's go. Let's go.
That's it.
Yeah. Crucible of the Soul. The Watchman revels the vital essence of his or her enemies, getting endurance in the process. Foes in the AoE takes burn damage.
Found something.
Scroll Tanglefoot, some lockpicks, and some money. A core staff. My scroll through eye sockets and over femurs. As a figure drifts suspended in the musty air of the cavern, its form and features blur, twist, and cascading ripples of incandescence. You feel its energy eddying about your limbs, filling them with a heavy chill. You reach out your hand for the spirit, and the moment of contact you feel as if you have been struck a blow, head reeling as you tumble helplessly into a waiting darkness. Light blooms at the edge of your vision. You feel the sun on your back and the weight of the bow in your hand. You know, suddenly that you've become a long way from the vale, hunting deer. Now you're standing before a cavern and the darkness extends far into its depths. Even so, your friend strides up before you, his red cloak flapping at his heels. You follow, heart hammering in your chest as he leads you deeper into the cavern. There's a roar like thunder echoing around you. Fear seizes you, casts you stumbling back towards the exit, towards light and escape. You see a glint of steel and there's a sudden terrible flash of agony behind your knee. You scream, stumble, fall. Your thoughts are chaos, lance through with pain, but in a moment of terrible clarity you see your friend look back from the mouth of the cavern, his dagger daubed in crimson to match his cloak. Then there's a great dark shape above you, and then there's more pain. The vision recedes and you're thrown back into yourself with seemingly resentful force. The corpse lies at your feet and the specter lingers in the span of energy between you both. You feel a sense of questioning, of confusion, of anger. Met him on the road, your friend. Sudden lashing anger emanates from the spirit. Raging grief seems to pour from the gleaming figure like smoke. I'll find him. See the answers for what he's done to you. For a moment, the spirit seems to burn bright and your head fills with sickly triumph. The spirit seems to weaken with the force of its own exaltation, growing fainter and fainter until you are alone once more. So far, that combat encounter was a lot easier than I expected. I thought that Adair would have gotten a little bit more hurt during that fight, but he didn't, which was surprising. Only lost a bit of his max health from that. I didn't realize there was a storm coming, storm brewing. Okay, where's his house? Bring it to Merwald, search the temple. Friend Nanton. Lives in the nearby town of Gilded Vale. I don't think we've seen him, have we? Did we miss like his house or something?
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
Oh, Nanton, where are you? Sneaky little rascal. Despite the rains, the wheat is pretty shit. Black Hammer Smithery. Huh, where's his house? Eastern Woods over there. Might as well unlock the next travel points. I'm pretty sure you need to interact with the map exit in order to get them listed in your map. It's not the number here. It's the only other house we have yet to enter. Oh yeah, there it is. Not an Ingrid. This man and woman appear to have been deep in conversation, working at closing two bulging satchels. They move to embrace until the woman notices your approach and pauses, her smile faltering a little.
Good day, stranger.
Can we help you? She looks to her companion, brows furrowing with confusion. Do you know this man, Naughton? Yes, I think we met in Valenwood. I warned him about the bear. He inclines his head. Glad to see you made it. Was there something else you wanted? You tore in good spirits for a people who just lost a friend. That's unkind of you to say. I'm grieving my husband in my fashion. I'm only sorry I could not convince him to leave the Gilded Vale before this happened. I'm relieved to be rid of this terrible place, that's all. Cost me the greater part of my life and now my husband. I'm glad to be free of it. You two seem to be in a hurry. Yes, I imagine so. We're packing for a trip. Actually, I've been meaning to visit Defiance Bay, and she looks at Nanton. Well, in truth, I think I've had enough. I've had my fill of this town. It's time to make some new scenery. I know what really happened in that cave. Nanton. Okay then, maybe I should end stream just in case my power runs out. Okay, let me resolve this real quick. Color drains from Naughton's face. I don't know what you mean. I told you the truth of it. Are you accusing him of something? Ingrid looks to Naughton, touching his arms. It is about the accident. We're both grieving Pearlie's loss. But it was a wild animal's doing. Kind of resolve. Naughton shakes his head minutely. You see tremble in his hands. Why would you suggest such a thing? Why'd you do it? He was your friend. Naughton hesitates and his expression darkens. My friend? He was a cruel enough man to his friends. You didn't know him. You wouldn't defend him if you did. His hand falls to his solid belt. Naughton, wait. Ingrid raises a hand. I know what you saw in that cave, but that isn't what you think. Pearlie. My husband. He was as much a beast as that bear. I tried to leave the first time. I suffered his temper, but he wouldn't have it. She looks away, expression pained. Naughton, we met, and I knew I'd find someone special, someone kind who cared for me. Please, all we want to do is leave this place, to start somewhere else. She looks down at the satchels. We have some coin saved up. You could have it if only you'd let us go. Let's be pragmatic. Let's be pragmatic. Sounds fair enough. Hand it over. Ingrid sags with relief. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. She fumbles through one of her bags and withdraws a heavy coin purse which she hands to you for your compassion. Let's go, Nutton. We have a long way ahead of us. Now we can loot the place. And there's a book about the broken stone war. But yep, as you guys, I'm not sure if it was quite obvious from if it got picked up by my mic, but the storm is brewing, so I'm gonna have to end this stream for today. But thanks again for watching. For anyone who decided to drop by and say hello in chat or currently lurking, I really appreciate it. Thank you to all of those who are also watching this as a VOD in the future. Thank you as well. But the plan for tomorrow, we'll be continuing on with some more Underrail. We'll be finishing up the rest of the pirate quest line, and then moving on to the Protectorate, then Heavy Duty, then we'll start the Heavy Duty DLC. Mainly because there's, I think there's exosuits or some sort of power armor that you can get from the Heavy Duty DLC, and I want to see how that fares a bit. Instead of just, bringing it along with me all the way to the deep caverns, only to figure out that, oh no, it's pretty crap, and I'm facing up against 1,000,001 enemies that deal bio damage, while the exosuit does not provide bio resistance. But that's for future me's problem. But that's exactly the plan for tomorrow's stream. But once again, thanks for stopping by in the stream. Really appreciate it. Slightly sorry for the slightly early end of the stream. Just a bit worried that my stream just might accidentally cut off in case my power runs out, but still. Thanks again. But I'll see you all next time. See ya.